kinda hate it. You suppress all of the thoughts in your head and say it's complicated. You hide your pain, but I can see it etched on your face. I know the feeling, swear you're okay, but you're barely breathing. Don't you walk away.
Enough time to really get here. Popeye will be the first one and the one with the opportunity. Picks up one. Gets that one as well. One more plays get on this point. He can contest it, but AJ, he's not letting that one happen. He picks up that first kill. A couple more people pushing right there. So one more player inside. He's hunting down, picks him. Oh, almost doesn't get it. Picks the ball. Nice little hardwood ace for AJ. The up 16. Trying to close out this one. Getting closed out. Mans is on 5 streak, 23-12. Absolute beast.
Thinking about myself, never took time to listen. Didn't see that you were going through hell, now you're cold and distant. You say you're fine, but your heart is bleeding. Feed me those signs, but they lost the meaning. I know something isn't right, see the demons.
115-73, here we go with 4:07 left on the match, 44 on the point. Dakota just keeping the house cleaned up.
Kill find the second one and a third. Are you kidding me?
Tell me what's been going on.
On. It looks like Minnesota are going to be rotating very strong onto this. This is going to be spotted out, but he's going to be taking it down. Rubeard is going to be looking to get a second one with the knife. He's going to be taking down Crazy Kills. The slides are going to be coming in. God's going to be picking up 2 more with an absolutely insane way to hold that rotation, and that is huge.
Side of Denver surrender, and they continue to pick up these kills, but you've got Kilrook to deal with. He has been an absolute menace these last 2 or 3 hard points, and he is keeping it rolling. About 20-30 seconds ahead of Denver pretty much at all times, and it's off the back of a guy like Kilrook, man. This absolutely, right now, this guy is heating up.
I mean, he's what's been going on?
The spring season has just kicked off, but so much has already happened, and I am looking forward to be on this side of the booth to see the action unfold. Hi, everybody. My name is Rob Mars III here with my man, Teej. How are we doing today?
Doing good. Casting for the first time in a while again, and we do have some bangers of matchups starting here first in Bronze Pre-Made North with the Toronto Falters and Florida Puppeteers, both sitting at 1-1, and even though it's week 3, these early matchups against teams that have a similar record to you go a long way to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, these early matchups are definitely something you want to take advantage of as soon as you can. The faster you can get winning, the faster you can start clinching playoff positions. You really don't want to be going into week 7 just hoping for 3 different things to happen just to get yourself an opportunity to make the playoffs. But why don't we take a look at our map set for this first matchup? And Ty, looks like we're spending some time in Karachi this time around.
Yeah, starting off Karachi, hardpoint, then going to Rio, search and destroy, a personal favorite of mine, then back to Karachi for control, sub-base, hardpoint, and high-rise, search and destroy, map 5 if needed. Karachi hardpoint, I think, plays probably up there with some of the best for the hardpoint, at least, in this game. And then Rio, search and destroy, a map you can really punish teams by getting aggressive and getting into the back lines with subs. That should be a good one. Karachi map 3 has been interesting, is we've really seen that kind of turn into a more of an offensive map recently, especially, in the CDL. I think there was the Rocker Optic match where Rocker threw, I think the team won offense every single round. That went 5 rounds. So that's been an interesting map. And then the back half as well, sub base in there and high rise, search and destroy. Got to watch out for those barrels and those propane tanks.
Yeah, Ty would know. He is a big fan of High Rise, loves playing each and every single week. And we had it in 2 straight weeks in our matches over in the Bronze Pre-Made division. But yeah, man, I mean, for everything else, I mean, Karachi just going to be kind of your standard hard points. Really going to be about rotations and seeing who can hop onto these power spots, especially looking to string over on that P2 side over to P3 and so on and so forth. And, you know, for Rio Search and Destroy, I mean, I like, just like you, I love how this map has always played. Really looking forward to that. But I think we are already loading in here, Mr. Teach. So Karachi hardpoint. Remember your rotations. Make sure you're holding those headies.
Starting off here, it looks like Florida is going to be on the preferred side as well. I know we have some subs playing tonight, so we'll see who is all in the lobby here in a second. But we have Gun Puppet starting. At least one of those players we know in Gun Puppet. And me and Bobby know a little bit about him. Yeah, we know a little bit about him. Nightfall, Mitt, Gun Puppet, and Fets on the other side. And, you know, I'm a little bit upset. I was looking for a big old jar of dirt to play for Toronto, but it looks like he's not in today.
Damn, I'm really excited to catch a jar of dirt. But here we go. P1 underway here on Karachi. First blood is going to go to Xerxes for Toronto. Falters, they're going to get this initial time. Mint, though, going to be the first one nearby, but is going to wait for the support. The rest of Florida are just going to wrap around over towards P1 Street. And I don't know what King's doing, but he's loving that street lamp.
He's making sure he's watching top second. Mint there with a nice turn and burn, finding one, getting traded out though. And Toronto will continue to collect this opening time. Florida, though, you can see them. They do not want to give up that rotation for free, and they might just set up here and play for new. So there's going to be the first 35, almost 40 seconds going the way of Toronto if Gun Puppet doesn't contest that time. He goes down. The rotation is in for Florida. They need a hold here early after not getting any time in that P1.
Yeah, no time whatsoever. So what you do, you cut your losses and you go next. Darcy running out of ammo there, but is able to pull out the Renati and get the win anyway onto Mint there. Now Gun Puppet trying to hold the heady down. Watch yourself. You don't need to go up and down a couple more times, but Xerxes has worked his way through, somehow not seen over through the back. Might have found a way in. Here comes Toronto. Here, they're just going to full-on blast this inside of the point. They're going to get this time. They're going to find one. They're going to find two, and they're going to get full control of this P2 with about 35 seconds left to go, and they should get most of the time, and Florida already going to have to make the decision to go next.
Yeah, and Xerxes already with that streak in hand as well, which is very big on a map like Karachi. And Bubba with a kill to get that time, that playoff time momentarily, but it is Toronto getting back on time, and now Florida's going to have to rotate through the bottom side of the map, and you see Toronto trying to intercept them in their tracks. Not able to, though. It looks like Florida will have the rotation again, but looking for a hold this time around. The kills are going to Toronto, though, and watch where these Florida players spawn. There's going to be Mint spawns out, but Gun Puppet does spawn in junk, so they will have the early hold here.
Yeah, Mint has an easy way to go over towards the backside, and Gun Puppet is just going to take the chow, is going to find one. Mint finds one as well over in the back. Good hold here for Florida, who are trying to pull themselves back into this game. Mint is defending that garage like there's no tomorrow. King going to try to be the next contestant, and he will win it. Now trying to find other kills over towards that junk side, but there's not going to be a lot for him to do. And now Florida getting close to a full 60 here, not falling hard enough for Toronto to take advantage. Xerxes may have found a way over towards the back here, but there's going to be little time to work with here as the push finally comes in. Toronto will get the scrap, but too little too late. Florida are back in the game.
Yeah, you take such your Florida is Mint trying to find this kill. As you find the player in time, he's standing on top of his head. There you go. You found the kill there. And they do even this up just a little bit, make it about a 25-point game as we head over toward P4, a hill that is so hard to get a lot of time on. Gun Puppet finds the kill with the Bernetti through the car window, and probably something on the map that shouldn't be, but we won't talk about it as P4 continues.
That doesn't look like it belongs there, but anyway, yeah, going over P4, and if you look for either team, just keep it as white as you possibly can. Florida especially, don't let Toronto get a big enough piece of this time to then go next and eat up some more. So for Florida here, they're actually maintaining full control at the moment, looking close to tying. That's going to be on the inside, but DeBeezy is going to find two, but it's going to get answered for, and a couple of trades keep Florida in possession of this time. 20 seconds ago, Xerxes going to try to make a play, but can't find the final bullet to take care of Mint. So Mint will then win that one. It is now a foot race over to P5. Florida going to get there first, and they're going to take the lead here. King has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, this is a good bounce back here for Florida. They get that time. sometime at least on P4. And as you said, more importantly, just keeping the time white. Now you get the rotation over to P5, and you can start to grow this lead that you just got. And it is going to be Toronto spawning on that P2 side. And Florida will know that all these players are in front of them, so the break is going to be tough. Starts with 1 kill, though, on the side of Toronto. That's a good start, but you got to find Nightfall up top, as he is going to be a problem for them, as he is going to find one player, though, for Toronto does break through and causes some chaos on the time. The trade's got in the way of Florida, though, and they continue to hold this P5.
Yeah, DeBeezy, though, took way too long to start making the pinch on over. The rest of Toronto were starting to push on forward, and DeBeezy just kind of said, you know what, I'm just going to squat right on here. I'm going to pinch the tent. I'm not going to help out, and he's going to pay the price for it. So now Toronto are going to get the final 20, unless Gun Puppet has something to say about it. Going to find one. Not going to check his back, though. Xerxes still there, and we'll find the kill. So first rotation will go in favor here of Florida, as now they will have rotation for P1 as well to kick this next one off.
Gun Puppet as well, looking to already secure the spawns for P2, and the kills are finally going the way of the Puppeteers. It looked like earlier it was all Toronto, but now they've bounced back very nicely, and now Florida, with all the momentum right now, they have spawns for next, they have the time right now, and this is an early breaking point here for Toronto. You need to find a way in, or at least get this time white, and then do what you did last P2 on the break. There you go, 3 down in the feed. They will get this P1 time, and now you have a decision to make if Florida. Do you protect those P2 spawns, as it looks like Xerxes already trying to make a play? Do you play this P1? It looks like both kind of happening at the same time, but the kills keep going the way of Toronto. They'll continue to collect this P1 time, and now you're seeing the spawns for Florida. They are spawning out for new. This is the chance for Toronto to get the lead back.
Nightfall going to try to play a game of defend the tower here. Going to be inside alone on this P2. Xerxes going to get the first bullet, and we'll get the final one as well. But from the backside, it's going to be Vetskib going to find one. Now looking for DeBeezy and gets the kill. Great follow-up there from Vetskib, who is now going to hold on to this time. But here comes Toronto with the reinforcements. Florida just a little too far away to provide proper support, and Vets will pay for it. So now Toronto will end up winning this rotation anyway. Mint gonna try to make a play through the back, finds one, can't find a second, too weak. Nightfall back into the play, gonna find a second. Big break here from Florida if they can hold, but they gotta hold on. They're gonna try to regain this lead back right here.
I mean, that's a great play, though, from Vetskib to just get contest for as long as he could to get the reinforcements in, because, you know, if you're Toronto, you're not collecting, obviously, a full 60, but you kept the hill white. You have spawns for new. Now you can trap Toronto in the back here and hit a rotation over and kind of chain these hills together. And you can see Toronto already looking to move on out. Nightfall knows this. I don't know if he's seen that player on the cross, but they're going to try to cut them down and chain these 2 hills together. Nightfall, all that timing here, and he's just not getting it. Staying alive, though, for the moment.
Looking like you with the timing out there over towards the market, but we'll at least get one. The other Toronto player will back off. Nightfall in a decent position here, but is going to need some support. Gun Puppet knows King is back here somewhere and is going to beam him off the heady. Nice finds. And now the play over towards P3 begins. No one hopping the time quite yet. It's just going to be an all-out gun battle to determine position. Xerxes going to try to find the kill, runs into ammo, and Mint just turns and burns on him. And now has a way even towards the backside. Trying to find another here on the side. Fires a couple of bullets. Doesn't have a lot of help here from Florida, but now the reinforcements do come in, and Toronto are going to fall. Vetskib on a 5, and that will be point here for Puppeteers, as now Xerxes going to try to break this one up, and looks like will be able to do so. So Florida going to spawn out here. 30 seconds to go. Toronto could get some big time here, but they do have to worry about next.
Yeah, they do, but I mean, this is a win here. If you're Toronto, you prevent that chaining of the hills together, and you actually get it to a point where the game should be close to tied as we head to the second rotation of P4. Florida is set up for this, but as we know, so hard to hold this hill. They did a really good job last time, though, of keeping the hill white for times and then rotating over to P5. We'll see if they can replicate that. Looks like Gun Puppet was trying to go for that last 1 second of scrap time. He goes down, and now we head over to P4 with Florida still with a small lead.
Florida holding on for right now. Can they continue to apply the pressure here to Toronto, who have lost the lead? DeBeezy's trying to bring it back. There goes on a 5. Can't find the 6, though. Might have wanted to play for the streak there, but wanted to play the time. Got to respect the objective prowess of DeBeezy, but wasn't able to work out. But now time going to be white for a little bit here, but Toronto are making a push for it. Vetskib and Gun Puppet are nearby. Going to win the first gunfight. Not going to win the second, though, as Kings and Spicy Penguin have made a move over towards the top. And we'll be able to hold on to this time here. And Mint, did you not see... Okay, guess Mint was just completely unseen, walking straight across the crosshair, but that's fine. Florida going to now hold the rest of this time, but it's going to be Toronto who are absolutely going to be set up, and it's going to be an impenetrable wall going over to P5.
Yeah, and The setup that Florida had last time around is what Toronto has now. They are fully set up for this P5, and this is where you can lock in a full 60 or at least a 40 to 50 seconds here. They need it, as the break now needs to come in for Florida. But good start here for Toronto. The kill's going their way. Fetzgib not going to get that kill up top Betty. So it'll continue to go the way of Toronto, and the kill feed has remained purple. Florida's going to have to put a break together here to get in, but they cannot assemble anything. Kind of going in one by one right now. Now grouping up, trying to make the push, but King from that car ahead. He finds one, finds a second, and the time will continue to go to Toronto. Looks like a Florida player thinking about a pinch, but now looking like they're just going to continue to try to push through this red area, and it's not going to be easy.
No, not going to be easy, but they have found a route through. One kill opens up the door, and they are able to find a second. Maybe not, actually. It's going to be a fight behind. Xerxes get both of those kills, but Gun Puppet does respond with 10 seconds to go. Doesn't know that King is applying up in the front here, so King will get the last 5 seconds, and now another foot race over to P1. It's going to get mixy here, and we have to be real careful. If both teams do not get a significant portion of time, it is going to be a rotation battle to end the game over on P2.
And we still have cruise missiles in play that we need to worry about as well. Could be coming in any moment here, but it is Toronto for the time being on this time. Mint trying to find the head of a player on this time. Now going to chow it. Should be able to find this kill and does. So he will get in for the moment, but the reinforcement's not there for Florida at this time. They continue to go down as Toronto getting the kills.
Oh, no.
3 down into the feed. Nightfall finds a kill, looking for a second. Just has to stay alive for as long as he can. Finds one before he's traded out. This is still a spot here where Toronto can win on this hill.
Yeah, Florida trying to make the play now, but they're falling pretty quickly here. Gun Puppet might have found a way in. One kill, trying to find a BZ. And Gun Puppet wins the gunfight. Big gun battle. Florida gets the time, but now it's a rotation to P2, and Fetzgib is already there. Finds one, looks for a second, can't get it, as it's going to be Spicy Penguin going towards the back, but Gun Puppet with a quick clear out actually allows Florida to get on through and get this rotation, and this is big here for Florida. Toronto got to go.
Yeah, they have the rotation secured. Now Toronto going to invest this cruise. Finds one, but also finds a teammate as well. Does this open the door for Toronto to find a way in? Spicy getting through the back, finding one. Now the pressure applied here. The kills need to go to the way of Florida. Spicy with the turn on, and that's 3 down, and this could be the map.
This could be the map right here. They are holding on, and there is just no way for Florida to get through. Toronto has called game here on Karachi.
Cruise missile coming in, and while one teammate goes down on the side of Toronto, it caused enough chaos in and around the hill. That's final score is definitely not right. It causes enough chaos around the hill for them to be able to get through the back, and just a great play by Spicy Penguins to get through the back, get those kills, and just like that. I mean, what a map one there. Xerxes 27 and 21. On the side of Toronto, played really, really well for them and was really their catalyst, but Spicy Penguin, 5k damage as well. What a start here, though, to our night.
Yeah, great start indeed. What a map. We knew it was going to be all about rotations, and what do you know? It ends with a big rotation battle. Florida actually had a great play there. They were able to win the last little bit of P1, keep Toronto off of it, and they did win the rotation battle, but ultimately Toronto's break is what finally got them the W. So just a great map all around from both sides. Just a little bit of slaying power seemed to be the difference between Toronto winning the map and Florida losing it. So we go over to Rio Search and Destroy coming up next. And Tej, I gotta tell you, man, I couldn't make a prediction if you asked me right now.
Well, a really close map one, and I think, you know, if you're Florida, you're kicking yourself there a little bit because there was the opportunity to win that. They had the rotation over toward P2 and just had to hold it down, but you know, sometimes that happens in COD, right? You have that rotation, you have the setup, and then you're broken. And then for them, I mean, there's just no way to get back in. But, I mean, they know, look, they were close on that 13-point game here in map one. And, you know, I think going into a Rio Search and Destroy, like I said, I mean, you can really punish teams for being aggressive and pushing out cuts. You know, obviously, and I'm not taking a shot at Bronze because I play in Bronze, but Bronze does play a little bit slower, and I think that's going to work even more in the favor of, okay, if you play this map aggressively, you could really punish the other team. So we'll see how that goes. I do fear for Florida on this one a little bit, though, because Xerxes being on that sub for Toronto, I mean, it's going to be obviously big for them heading into a map like Rio. So I think if you're Florida, you have to try to find a way to slow him down. And I don't think that's going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy whatsoever. It's going to be quite challenging. And I mean, for Rio Search and Destroy especially, man, I mean, a lot of places you're going to have to keep an eye on here for either bomb site, right? So we're keeping an eye on that box side, something that I know we have our troubles with trying to play Search and Destroy, and especially in ranked play, man. It just seems like there's always somebody over on that box side. And it's so easy also to just completely get around the entire map and go on a full flank. Both teams are going to have to be incredibly privy to what's happening behind them if somebody has their wrap covered. And if you're on the attacking side, quick plates might be the way to go here in this situation. Might need to look for 1 or 2 kills maybe off rip, but trying to get the bomb down here early and winning those initial gunfights is going to be the key. And I think for Florida, who were as close as that hard point was, incredibly outslayed by Toronto there, they're going to have to look to pick up in that department.
I think the other thing to look at too on a map like this is how well can these teams play their trades, because there is going to be a lot of times where you're just going head to head against the other team and kind of facing up on either the bomb sites, especially the P1 bomb site, where there's going to be players on opposing teams up in that mid map area. You have to be able to win your gunfights, and if you don't, you have to be effectively traded out. You don't want to put yourself in disadvantages time and time again. Like I said, on a map like Rio, I think that's paramount. You just cannot. You don't want to put yourself in odd man situations for sure. Obviously on any map, but on a map like this, the way it plays, the way there's these kind of big team battles off the rip, we will have to see, who plays their trades the best. But I mean, this should be a really good map too, based on what we've seen map 1. I think there's a lot of balance in this map. Again, for Florida, you're probably a player or 2 away from winning that map. Didn't pull it out, but Toronto, I was impressed with at times. At times, they really looked like they were the better team, the way they're pacing, the way they're getting kills. So we'll see if that translates over to Search and Destroy.
Yeah, for both teams, Rio S&D has not been played yet this season, so we have not seen them on this map. So going to be interesting to kind of see. I mean, I do look towards Toronto here with the slaying power as a potential, big time player on this map, but I do see some potential in Florida. I know that, especially for Gun Papa. I'll listen. I'll give him his flowers since he's so excited about me casting. So look, he definitely has some S&D prowess for sure, right? So I definitely think there's going to be a switch that flicks on for this entire Florida team as we load into Rio Search and Destroy. It's just going to be the rest of the game modes, and now you have to go to 4 maps, and you have another Karachi coming up, but then you have sub-base Hardpoint, which is going to be a bigger problem, I think, for both teams.
That map's just really, it's kind of hard to predict sometimes too, because it is so mixy at times, and that's a map where a lot of that map is really based on AR play, where these first 3 maps, Karachi twice and then you have Rio, it is a really nice map set for a sub. I mean, I know a lot of teams CDL wise now are using 2 subs on Karachi ever since like the rival buff a month or 2 ago. So, it's nice maps for that, but when you move over to sub-base, you're just, it's a map with a lot of long lines of sight, and that's where the ARs really going to come to play. So if we do get there, it should be interesting. But, on a map like Rio as well, how can you slow, a team down with your ARs? The subs are going to get aggressive. Still some long lines of sights, obviously, in the outskirts of that map. So what effect will the ARs have? We'll have to see, but I think we're going to take a quick commercial break before we get into map 2, as we are having a lobby reset, but do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Not ready. We've got big skulls.
Ever heard of a smoke grenade-based mail system? Well, Airblops is cornering the market. Enjoy one of our fine testimonials.
Yeah, guys, just have that tank hanging up right there. Oh yeah, I love Airblops. Just don't open one of the blinking ones like I did. Go ahead and show them that clip. Boy, did I have egg on my face, I'll tell you what.
Warehouse Manager Bob is a long-time loyal customer. As such, we're proud to present him with a free year of Airblops Prime.
Alright, so I need a couple of missiles. Ooh, instant delivery.
Our service is so good you'll die for it. And still keep coming back for more.
Airblaps is not held liable for injuries such as crushing, maiming, smushing, squishing, paper cuts, or combustion. Only accepted currency is the blood of your enemies.
Scoreline? More like Snoreline. Playing the objective is a common man's game. But you're a discerning gentleman. You know the only important stat is that of the ratio of your K's to your D's. You know exactly where your opponent is going to be. So snuggle up on that heady and enjoy the easy pickings, friend. Leave the OBJ to the KIA. And if you commit, someday you could join the highly exclusive 100-Point Club.
Are you tired of pesky snakes in your backyard? You keep losing games because the opponent won't stop slithering all over the place. Well, I've got just the thing for you, Jumpin' John Snake Oil. This is guaranteed to take out any snake, big or small, male or female. Jumpin' John Snake Oil is here to help you with those damn dirty snakes. The process is simple. Simply purchase this small case of 3 bottles for the low price of $3,000 plus shipping, and within 2 to 5 business months you'll get your snake oil. After that, simply light the cloth on fire and throw it at the closest snake you can find. Guaranteed to eradicate all snakes within a 2-inch radius. Warning, Jumping John Snake Oil is not recommended for children, teens, or the elderly. If any snake oil gets in your eyes, contact a medical health professional right away. Ask your duo if Jumping John Snake Oil is right for you.
Is this the end? Am I gonna die? No ammo for my AR. All I have is a knife. Bring on! Bring on! Zombies coming up from the ground below. Little Missy Jackson in a line.
Back at it here. Toronto falters and Florida puppeteers. Now moving over to Rio search and destroy. Toronto will start with the bomb first, and over to A we go here. King with the bomb. Gonna start to move on up, but it's a little overzealous there as Nightfall's gonna hop up on the plat heady and take care of him with bomb dropped.
Yeah, bomb down already, which is big here. Nightfall will know this. He goes down. I didn't necessarily love that play, but the trade does come in for Mint. Now he's got to get away, as you don't want to throw away this life advantage. Bomb down, but DeBeezy will be able to pick this bomb up. On the other side, Gun Puppet goes down. Now to a 2v2, make it a 2v1. Xerxes gets traded out, 1v1.
Mint in a good position here to wrap this through, but might choose the wrong way. Ooh, did DeBeezy see him? It does, but a little bit of lag. I can't see Toronto. Gonna win that one there. Nice 1v1 there on the stairs, and Toronto will take it up. It's a good effort there by Mint, though. That was close.
I mean, for Florida there, I think that's tough, right? Like, you have the life advantage right off the rip. Nightfall, I'm not really sure what he was doing over toward Platt, kind of moving up with that sub, immediately gets traded out. You know, I think just player numbers are a little bit better if you are Florida and you have a better situation. But nevertheless, Toronto go up 1-0 in this map.
Going over to B this time appears to be Florida, and they are just together like a pack of wolves as they move on up here. They're going to start to cover up this bridge side. Nightfall snuck through, and no one is paying attention for Toronto. Nightfall, bit windy, but able to get it done and should be able to get this bomb down unless DeBeezy has something to say about it. Gun Puppet with a great pickup there. Defends the bomb player. Bomb will be going down at B.
Split Penguin finds one on the Mint. He gets traded out, though. 1v3 Florida win it in the end. And that was just a better job from Florida to play their numbers, right? Like, they get that opening blood. As they're getting the bomb down, the Gun Puppet with a big trade coming in, and you know, obviously from that point on, they win that round, and it was just much better from what we've seen in round number 1. Well, we will see if that continues to translate over, but hot start here on Rio.
1-1 here as Toronto looking for another attempt at the attacking side of things. Let's see where they decide to go here. It looks like it'll be a bit of a split push here and a bit of a drop bomb fumble. Going to get picked up as Xerxes. It's going to tease that B side there with a quick little on the mid, but Florida not taking the bait there, continuing to hold steadfast. And now Gun Puppet and Nightfall find 2. Kings, though, does answer. 2v2 situation here, but A side is open.
These 2 Toronto players, though, on opposite sides of the map, and this is where Kings maybe wraps back, make a play. Xerxes spotting that player across for Florida. Does not get the kill, though, Fetzgib. Nice shots there. 1v2 now for Kings. We'll see what he elects to do. Is Florida just going to group up right now?
Yeah. Kind of grouped up on the wrong side. That did not check B on the way over, so there's going to be a free play here for Kings. Good positioning. Oh, but the timing. I don't think they have any idea where Kings is at. Now they know. Finds one, but Fetzgib is going to be there for the quick trade onto Kings. And that will be a defuse. And another round win here. So it's going to be 2-1 here, Florida. Great play all around. I thought the timing was going to crucify them because Kings was just going to be right behind them. And if both Florida players went up through the Eskies, it was going to be basically round over.
Yeah, and Fetzgib jumping down the elevators, getting that kill, somehow not breaking his ankles. But Florida right now doing a good job, I mean, of grouping up and making pushes as a team. You see it in that 2v1, not messing around, going to group up, play together, and just find that trade. Again, so paramount on a map like Rio. They're doing a good job of this. Now back on the attacking side, we'll see what bomb set they elect to go to. Looks like an A hit this time around. And the defensive side of Toronto is light on this side. They got to move here if you are Florida, obviously. Not knowing that this bomb site is wide open. The first kill going the way of DeBeezy as Fetzgib gets absolutely pounced on. And now bomb going down over at A. The trade's coming in. 4v1. And just like that, the retake is in. And, man, that round just unraveled after that first blood.
DeBeezy, that was the, like, textbook from the top rope there. Like, what in the world? He jumped and literally landed on the player as he was putting bullets just into their chest. Great play there by DeBeezy. But yeah, 2-2 here for Toronto. Just a pretty dominant there. I mean, both teams, they're kind of just letting each other get to the bomb site and just playing retakes right now. Like, it's pretty interesting to watch. So, seems like the defensive side retakes with defuses. He's been working for both sides of the aisle. So, kind of curious who ends up actually winning an attacking round.
And it is going to be Toronto once again hitting this B side. And look at the group up here. Nightfall once again. I mean, that is just another play where you are throwing your life away. 4v3 right off the rip here. Toronto with a good positioning as well. DeBeezy finding the kill on the Gun Puppet. Fetzgib gets one, but 3v2 advantage. And I have not liked how Florida have played this round. Is now 3v1 for Toronto. Mint hits this flank. What timing does he get?
Might get some decent timing here. Sees Xerxes, and he's going to find him. Going to look for the bomb planter, and he can't quite find him through the smoke. That's a great play there out of Kings. And now I would just run to A, but looks like they are going to opt not to do so. They're going to look to just post up here, but Mint gets another good timing. He saw DeBeezy. DeBeezy going to wrap around here. Is going to be free for Mint. If Mint finds it, no, Mint can't hit the shots. Now has to chase with the Renetti. And DeBeezy wins it anyway. Oh, no. That cannot happen. That cannot happen here on the stream. That can't happen.
Put it on the not top 10. Oh, man. If you're Mint, I mean, look, great effort there. Unbelievable effort. Almost finds that timing perfectly, and then just in the end there, those shots not hitting, and hey, look, unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of some pretty bad gunfights sometimes. Mint, though, got to keep his head up here as we continue to move forward. Can't let that bring this team down. Is still a close game here. Toronto, though, takes the lead after that round 5.
Is that what you feel like sometimes, the way we just watch that happen when we're playing Control and you're spectating us? Like, is that how you feel sometimes?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, is that how this goes? Okay, I just had to check, but yeah, you can't have that happen here on the stream there, guys. Mint, you're probably kicking yourself, but it's all right. I mean, it's not, but regain anyway. 3-2 situation here for Toronto here on defense. Florida playing this one slow. Kings is, you know, bullets aren't the best bait thing in the world to do, but they were going to try it anyway here. DeBeezy going to come around the outside. DeBeezy has been just flying around the map here on Rio. And it's going to be up to Nightfall and Gun Puppet to try to get this bomb down, but they are not together at all at the moment. They are a divorced couple across the map.
Gun Puppet, though, with that kill on the BZ, and this might open something up here. I mean, on the flip side, Toronto isn't as well, and it's just about these kills as Kings finding the kill in the Nightfall. 2v1 here for Gun Puppet, getting that bomb down onto B. Going to apply the pressure and try to find a corner to get this kills, but immediately gets traded out. And Toronto with the 1 second retake here as Xerxes will find the kill, defuse that bomb, and we are going to head to an all-important swing round here. I mean, Florida, it's kind of unraveled the last few rounds. They just haven't been playing together like they did in that first couple rounds, and the kills are just not going their way. Still also throwing their life away a little too easily at times. Got to find something here, though. Cannot lose this next round, I feel like. I mean, don't want to go down 5-2 in a search you're already down 1-0 in a series on.
Yeah, I mean, and you pointed it out rightly, that Nightfall. If you're going to play that side, there's no reason for you to be that far. Go play the, shrubbery heady it's over there. Go play the Humvee. You can do a lot of things over there and not die, and that's just not one of those things. But Toronto now, on the attacking side here, looking over towards A. Going to play this one slow as well.
Oh, my God.
So, bit of a slow down of pace here. I don't know how Kings didn't see Nightfall. Brightness might not be up on the monitor. Gun Puppet gonna find the kill into the BZ. That's a big kill, taking the BZ out of the equation entirely. The BZ just couldn't get the centering. But Toronto's still looking to make this push over towards A. Xerxes, I think, location is known for the time being, but is going to be essentially trapped here by Gun Puppet and Mint. But Xerxes actually ends up finding the first kill and is going to run away. Spicy finds Fetskib, and now all of a sudden Toronto are in control. Oh my God.
We'll see the player laying down the bomb down. He's going to try to get away with his life. Won't happen.
Ooh.
Trey comes in, 2v1. It's going to be Mint. Got to put that round from a little bit ago in the back pocket and try to get this 2v1. Your team needs it right now. So the retake's going to have to come in.
And Mint's going to try it right now. Named after a Linux distro, but it's going to get beamed off of that boost. So Toronto now 5-2. This game has completely took a turn, went from 2-2 back and forth rounds for each side to Toronto winning 3 straight. So now they're going to look to call it right here and possibly put us at match point here early.
And I don't know what happened over on the top side of the map for Florida. I thought, as you mentioned, that they had the info on Xerxes, and it looked like they were trying to corner him in with 2 players, but he takes down Gun Puppet, and then we cut away from it, but it looked like it was Spicy Penguin who took somebody off of that box heady, and just from that point on, the round just goes away there for Florida. Deep shots coming in here for Nightfall on Xerxes. Nade coming in as well, but no kills. DeBeezy finds that first kill. Mint finds one on the Xerxes. So 3v3.
3v3, and Gun Puppet makes it a 3v1 now, with Mint finding a kill on the Spicy Penguin in unison. So King's going to be left alone here as Nightfall dropping in from the sky. And Florida keep this one alive for the time being, but now they got to win 3 straight to win this map here. And now we're going to switch sides, and this is a good round there out of Florida. I think Toronto got a little too overzealous this time around.
Yeah, I mean, again, playing their trades nicely there, and that first kill goes their way. So Florida not down yet, but you have a chance here to go back on the defensive side where they have had their troubles. And I think, maybe for them, just really kind of grouping up the way they do on offense, because they are spreading the map, and it just feels like they're getting picked apart, and they just cannot retake anything. It's going to be these pre-nades coming in. They know Nightfall been playing this side. He's got to be very careful, as there are Toronto players all over, and his position will be known. On the other side of the map, I mean, Toronto's actually spreading this on offense, so a chance for Florida to pick them apart.
Toronto are still going to take their time, though. Doing the right thing here, playing headies as much as they possibly can, but a smoke is going to go off, and Toronto now going to go with a full rotation. B is open because Florida have basically just stuck themselves here on this B3 side, so they're going to get a free plant, but keep an eye on Gun Puppet. Might get timing, but he's not going to be quick enough. So it's going to be Kings getting out with their life. Gun Puppet going to hold LT, going to move on up here. Xerxes finds the kill, and DeBeezy finds one to boot. 4v2 here with the bomb down. It's going to be up to Nightfall and Fetskib, but DeBeezy finds Fetskib, and now 1v4, and that will do it. Toronto falters. Dominant here on the S&D.
I mean, Toronto kind of just find the timing on that map to get that bomb down, or at least in that round, excuse me. And I mean, that's just unfortunate there for Florida. They had the info that 2 players were on that A side, and obviously they back down and rotate that bomb over. And, you know, I think that's just tough for them as they kind of backed up a little bit, allowed the bomb to get down, and right off the bat, they go 2 down, makes it a 4v2, and almost an impossible retake. Good map there from Toronto, and they take the 2-0 lead in the series.
Yeah, I get nervous now here for Florida, right? Because now we're going back over to Karachi, and it's going to be controlling this one. And you know what? I saw some good team. I liked some of the things that I saw, but I also didn't like a lot. Like we talked a lot about, and I'll pound it in one more time and leave it there. But they were throwing away lives pretty easily. I do like there's team play there, though, and they have to use it if they're going to go into this control and beat Toronto. I think the gunnies for Toronto are much better, and I'm looking at DeBeezy, which aptly named is playing like a Beezy right now, the way that they are moving around the map, getting the kills they need to. You're going to have to slow him down. Like, he's going to be a problem on this Karachi, and you're just going to have to figure it out. Now you got to reverse sweep this entire series, and the last 3 maps are not going to be in your favor to get that done.
No, but I think, if anything, for Florida, I mean, the respawns look like they're going to play in their favor just because they are, you know, an aggressive team, and it looks like they do try to make a lot of plays. But right there, I mean, that's search and destroy not going their way. I think they got to go back to that map 1 and think, look, we were probably a player or 2 away from taking that map 1. We know we can hang with them on the respawns. I think a map like this on Karachi, just how this series has been, you know, played, I think slaying is going to come into effect here. I think if you're Florida, you have to really come out on top of that battle. Interested to see who will get offense and defense first here, because traditionally, of course, you would want defense for control, but I'm telling you, man, the way this map plays, it's almost beneficial to have offense, and maybe have offense first, get those rounds on the board early, and we will see if that is the case here. But loading into this one very quickly, Karachi control again coming up, but Toronto, nice 2-0 lead, and they're playing really well.
Yeah, could look to close it out right here. Definitely the favorites going into this one. Florida have a lot of work to do here. They got some stuff to figure out here. They got to slow down some of the gunnies there for Toronto. Continue to play as a team. And also, Florida, I would not do anything out of pocket here. Let's do the default setups here, especially on the attacking side. We don't need to get crazy. I think fundamentals are going to be a key thing here on this map. But here we go. We are loaded on in, and it is going to be Toronto on the attacking side.
They're going to just go for that standard A hit and get on that time, and they're going to really force stack this off the rip. Nades and Suns going to that barrel alley, and the kill coming in early. It's going to be Florida, though, getting up to that top second and finding the kills.
Oh!
So a nice play here from Florida off this opening break.
Good stuff here as Florida defending well. A tick goes through. Toronto are just like, well, we're getting the junk spawn, so we're just going to go next here. They're going to look for Mint, who is going to be standing by, but not in the greatest position. Not the place you really want to be posted up if you're going to defend this spot. Now Toronto have a full-on run-through. They are going to get on in. Fetscape going to try to pick one off in deep. Can't do it, though. Nightfall just going to storm in with the sub. Does find one. Cannot find a second. So now it's going to be one tick here onto this B site and counting. Mint gonna try to find another way in. Does find Xerxes, but Spicy Penguin continues to defend the tower. Will finally fall here, but another tick grab. But King already making work onto the A site.
Yeah, I mean, they do get that tick, though, which I think is going to be important. And, I mean, for Florida there, you had players pushed up and watching, you know, the cuts off of spawn, and you know that it took some time. You know that their rotation probably came in, and they just did not get over to B fast enough. It allowed them to get that tick, and it could have been really worse for them. Honestly, it was a good retake on that, but now it is going to be over to B, and you're seeing these spawns coming in for Florida. They are not close, and the kills continuing to go the way of Toronto. This is not good if you are Florida. You got to find a way in, but when DeBeezy is just sitting in that corner right there, it is going to be tough to stack coming in. This looks like it could be the round.
This is absolutely the round. Easy work coming in here out of the Toronto Falters. They look at a point on the board, and Ty, you mentioned it, man. Attack is going to win this map.
But for Florida, though, that's a mistake, right? Like, again, off of that opening 4 they get over to A, they know that that push wasn't coming in quick enough over toward A. There were no engagements. You have to, get yourself over to B. They essentially let Toronto get through past red, and then at that point, you kind of give Toronto the advantage to get over to that B point. Now, you only give up one segment, but obviously that comes into play there in the end, and not to mention, like, the rotation over to A after Toronto got A there was also slow as well, and I think that's just a pacing issue right there for Florida. Got to play a little bit faster in a round like that, but they now move to the offensive side. We'll see if they can replicate what Toronto just did, and they're going to need it.
Ooh. Gonna need it indeed, but this is good stuff here on the A side. I was a little bit worried there on that top second. They weren't checking it originally, but they were able to get the trade and ultimately get this A site, so they're gonna get it done quick. And Toronto is not paying attention. 2 players of Florida have already pushed their way on through. Gun Puppet is on the inside. I don't know why Nightfall did not follow, but Nightfall was there. Gun Puppet gonna chill out and is gonna pay for it there. Man, that was almost devastating there for Toronto. They basically let Florida hop on in for free, but they were lucky the reinforcements were not there in time.
Yeah, and with A captured, I mean, you're fine with that, obviously, for Toronto, because now you do have the setup. You got to watch this pinch in the back, though, from Fetz Gibb, and we'll see if it's picked up. It looks like player number 2 in Kings knows this could potentially be coming in, gets that trophy down. Watch those pumps, as he's going to back that player up. And now the push coming in back through that back alley. Still finds one. Will he find the second? Knows Gun Puppet is there, though, and that is going to be the kill. Nice play there from Kings. And it's back to the drawing board here if you are Florida.
I'm going to put up a hesitant yellow card on that one, but it was a good play nonetheless. Kings made the play, was able to beam basically the entire Florida roster off of that heady, and now they're just continuing to find the kills. Mint, though, has found their way through. At least has a little bit of a vantage point here to work with, but Toronto doing the right thing. They are just holding on and standing by, waiting for this next push. Mint moving through the back here, going to try to find Kings, does do so. This is a good opening here for Florida. They got to take advantage of it. The Beezy, though, is cleaning house. Gun Puppet has fallen, and now Mint is basically last up here for Florida. Gonna try to do the best they can, but that stun comes on in. There is no trophy, and that is a headshot off of that head glitch over towards the back. So DeBeezy continuing to fry once again. I know it says 2-2, but it's certainly not 2-2 on the outside of the Codcaster.
And Xerxes is finding the cruise as he's on a 6th streak, and he was kind of playing red the whole time, which was spawning those Florida players out closer to that market side, and that allowed them to not really get a push in after Mint was moved up over toward B. It's a good job by him to staying alive, finding the kills as well, and Mint does get through. He's going to stop the time momentarily. He might have another player get on. It's really going to come down to the Beezy if he can get back in this play and help out on this pinch, because you know that these players are going to have a hard time getting over that back wall. Xerxes finds one, but DeBeezy from the front finds one himself, and they're going to try to play his way, find these kills. Hip fire with an AR. Interesting strategy, and now Florida maybe the opening, and Kings with the low end.
Not expecting the player to be prone, though. King's going to hop on in and finish the kill with the Verdetti. Has help from Spicy Penguin. So Florida are going to be pushed out 15-5 on Lives. Nightfall trying to stay alive here. And Toronto's a little spicy with a quick turn, though. Does save the round there for Toronto. Man, chaotic end to this one. Fetscape going to make one more go at it. 2 players up here for Florida, but I think the lives are just going to be too much. Fetscape on the inside. Mint trying to work their way through. They're just going to wait. They're going to hop on in. They're going to try to find the kill. Oh, the TK. Oh, no. Probably through the wall as well. Toronto 2-0 looking to call series right here.
I mean, that gets interesting when you have an AR not use the left trigger there on Gun Puppet.
What was the thought there?
Hey, it works out in the end, and that's going to put Toronto up 2-0 in this map, and they will look to close it out in 3. As I would love to tell you how the teams are doing on the scoreboard, but, just another bug in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we have Codcaster back on this period, so I will take the W's where we can get them. I will say, though, for the KD's viewers, reminder, look at the bottom right. Those ones are right. Those ones are correct. Keep an eye on those. We saw DeBeezy was 8-4, probably a little bit better now at some point during that round. But here we go. Toronto actually thinking B this time, and it might work. Gun Puppet does find a kill, though, but DeBeezy has broken on through. The rest of Toronto are going to have to get there. DeBeezy, though, could honestly just by himself, but Xerxes with a big help, and DeBeezy is just going to take over the spawn. Gun Puppet not expecting this. DeBeezy running around with that sub. Toronto on the inside, but Fetsgib is not going to go out without a fight there. B is safe for now. And DeBeezy has been found over towards the back, so back over to A we go. Toronto spicing it up a little bit.
And they have, you know, garnered themselves so much free time here on A because of the situation they put Florida in here. I was kind of thinking, like, I don't know about this play. You kind of just want to get your ticks that, you know, if you don't win this round, you have defense for round 5 if it gets there. But they didn't make the play over toward B. Nothing happens over there, but because they had so much pressure, they'll be able to get on A relatively quickly. Mint, though, from Top Secret finds a couple, and this A point not done yet. Again, this is a spot now after Toronto because you went B off the rip. Could get interesting.
Could get interesting indeed here. Florida actually doing a good job keeping Toronto back, but another opening over towards A. One stack here should do it, but they got to make sure to find the kills. Kings is, man, challenging with that Renetti, huh? Spicy Penguin, though, with an AR, a much more suitable weapon in this situation, will be able to find the kill and find the A point as well. So now over to next. Lives dead even. Minute 20 on the clock. Toronto have a lot of room to work with here. And a couple of good kills could potentially put them in the driver's seat. But Nightfall going to be nearby to take care of Xerxes. Will do so. Toronto have found an opening in the back of the spawn. You see DeBeezy is now spawning Florida on the opposite side of the map. And you got to hope that Florida is picking up on that.
I mean, DeBeezy's been back here for like a minute and a half. The problem for him is his teammates cannot find the kills right now. So his position doesn't really matter because he can't find the kills for his team. Now, if they start finding them, that changes things. Is he's continuing to spawn those players out, but he is being a pain in the ass for these Florida players. They finally take him down. It's going to be one player on B here for Toronto. Fetskib going to try to get this player out, though, and now the reset coming in for Toronto. You see all those players for Florida grouped up really around that time. If they go down, this could get interesting quick. Spicy Penguin with it opening blood, and Toronto kind of taking their time here on this break. Now going to try to hit out through the front. You have one player trying to pinch from the back as well, maybe getting the spawns again. And is this the time to get in? Spicy Penguin finds one, but he's the only one left.
Oh, they couldn't find him right away. I was curious about that. Spicy was able to stay alive a little too long there, but DeBeezy is not far behind at all. Is going to check possibly the wrong corner, is not getting the timing, but now might get it. Looking for one, looking for two, can't do it with the Renetti, but there is another kill there. Kings is close by, but Mint is there for the cutoff, and that should be Florida's round. Florida, by the skin of their teeth, they're going to be able to stay alive here. Spicy Penguin, one final push, but again, the Renetti not going to do you much good in that situation, so Florida are going to put it on the board.
Well, you did the easy part of this, is now you're probably going to have to win back-to-back offense. Likely to win this map and extend the series. Good play out of them to retake that B point. I mean, DeBeezy literally was just a thorn in their side. I swear to God, I think if you accumulate the time he was in their spawn, it was probably like a minute and 45 seconds in that round. But, I mean, when your team is just not moving up the map, it really wasn't, you know, having too much of an effect. So, we now move back on the offensive side. If you are Florida, we'll see. It looks like they're going to elect to take the easy point and go A here first.
2-2 setup for Toronto on defense, but Florida, yeah, just stick with the fundamentals. We don't need to get spicy here. There's no point in doing so. Now we go over towards this A side, and Toronto. Good start here again. DeBeezy, who else but, is going to kill a couple players there. Spicy with a follow-up, a TK. Kind of keeps Toronto on their heels a little bit, and now Florida going to get the spawn over towards that B side, so now they're going to move on over here. They have an opening. They don't know it because we can send the mini-map and they can't, but they have an opening here if they want to try it. DeBeezy with a cruise missile does find Gun Puppet in the spawn, but probably now has the info they are going B.
Does, and there she falls, though. 2 down. It's going to allow Florida to get on this B point. It gets taken down from Kings, and Kings does not care. He's going to go chow this by himself. He knows where he is. He's in the closet. We'll see if he finds the kill. Double chow coming in and taken down. So now the B point is safe for the time being. Florida, though, on A. And
Look like this here on A. They are getting 2 ticks down, trying to get that third. Should be able to do it. Mint going to hold it down and clean the rest of this up. So now it's going to be a full-on B hold here for Toronto to try to win this game. And Kings just firing away on all cylinders. Fires, gets 3 headshots in a row to take down Florida. So A still not going to go. All of a sudden, the plan has changed. And Now Florida have a lot of work to do. Now they're basically trapped in the spawn. They have to work their way on over. A has to be the target here because of the tick. They did find a way through, though. Mint is going to find their way there. Does find 2 kills on. No way. Now all of a sudden, Florida have actually found a hole to punch on through. 30 seconds on the clock, and they should be able to do it right here. Big play out of Mint.
And they got to go. They actually have a chance here to hop on B and put the pressure here onto Toronto. Fetzgibb's going to get the backhand. You got to find this kill. Finds the first. You got to continue to hold that. Player number 5, Nightfall, I mean, I get you're trying to spawn trap, but at the same time, just get yourself over to this point. You have the numbers, but now it is going to be Toronto getting back in. All that pressure going. Nightfall now will sit in that spawn, but we'll see if his teammates are actually able to get the kills here to make it matter, and it is happening now, so he can kind of be the cutoff player here as Florida's going to get back on this time.
Yeah, they're going to get back, but it's just a matter of who's going to get the timing here. Kings does find 2, and Xerxes finds 1. Going to try to find a second, does so. Big play out of Xerxes. This is where the individual play seems to really favor Toronto here. The big gunfights are just being won. Xerxes, pick it up. Anyone that moves right now, and now no respawns remaining. This is going to be game. This is going to be series here for Toronto.
That's Gabe trying to make something happen. You have one more play if you are Florida, but you cannot go down. How is the timing not work out there? Xerxes calling in another cruise missile. They have the info on these players. It is just a matter of time before Florida falls. Gun Puppet finding 1. Trying to get something to happen. Having a rough map here, unfortunately for him. Getting on this time, and he should get traded out here, and that will do it. Toronto falters. Win the map 3 and win the series. They take it in a 3-0 fashion.
Wow, not what I was expecting whatsoever, but Toronto are able to get it done against Florida here today. So that's going to put Toronto with a 2-1, Florida with a 1-2 to kick off the spring MW3 season. And oh wow, 3-2, 9-8, 3-2, 28, and 13. Where was everybody for Toronto?
I mean, just if you're the
I mean,
you gotta
goodness.
be pissed at this lack of
Yeah.
Gun Puppet got 0 and a respawn. Unbelievable.
Oh god, unbelievable stuff there. The COD stat. Listen, the stats don't lie. I mean, you saw it there. DeBeezy with no. In all seriousness, I'm glad they showed DeBeezy's stats at the very least because DeBeezy was running around the map. He's definitely the MVP of this series. He was a problem in each and every single map. So, congrats to Toronto. It was a quick 3-0, and for Florida, just gonna have to go back to the drawing board. I know Gun Puppet was in for a sub, and he did his best. But for the rest of the guys, gonna have to try to figure some stuff out in the next couple matches.
I think kind of what I alluded to before really came to fruition, which is the fact that, you know, their first 3 maps of this series were sub-based maps or maps that subs could thrive on. And you've seen from the sides of Toronto, DeBeezy and Xerxes kind of fried the whole night. They were really the catalyst for their team. But, I mean, credit to all those guys because they were all kind of frying. It was definitely... you know, the last 2 maps were kind of interesting because, you know, you see that map 1 and how close it was. And especially from a slaying standpoint, it seemed pretty even. But those last 2 maps, especially that last map, it was just very, very one-sided. And Toronto, again, wins this in 3. They are looking good as this bronze season continues.
Yeah, I mean, for both teams, and especially for Florida, is going to be curious to see how both of them fare out throughout the rest of the season. Florida started with a negative record, not going to be your best bet, but it is still early enough. There is still a lot of redemption matches coming up that you can take care of to make sure that you get your spot in the playoffs. But I know that was a quick one, Teach, but we do have another matchup here tonight. We're actually moving over to the Silver Pre-Made East Division for another Florida match, but this time they'll be playing up against Cleveland.
Yeah, and that should be a good one. Again, another 2 teams that are vying for that playoff positioning early. You have the Florida Puppeteers, again, Silver Pre-Made East at 2-0, Cleveland Misfires at 1-1, and you know the 1-1 is deceiving. I believe it was Cleveland. We were looking before the show, went to map 5 in both of the first 2 maps. So if that gives you any indication, this should be a long series, or at least we hope so. Hoping not for another sweep, but we will see how that one plays out.
Yeah, we're going to take a break for the time being. Go watch our commercials, and we'll be back shortly. We got more Silver Pre-Made East action coming up here shortly. Don't go anywhere.
He's a killer.
I've seen you out there, running around, jumping on points with no protection. You probably think this guy looks cool, dodging explosions and whatnot. Well, guess what? This is him after years of shrapnel. You know what I think? I think it's despicable. Disgusting. It's downright irresponsible is what it is. What you need is a high-tech, high-quality aerial ballistic defense system. Introducing the Victor Champ Trophy System. Look at this beauty. It'll stop grenades, Semtex, Whisker Biscuits, Nipsey Daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and frustrate your opponent into making a mistake while you're just chilling on a park bench. Nice. Don't be a chump. Buy a champ. A little known fact is that Treyarch loves birds. For example, notice the attention to detail on this large-breasted farfanugget, or these saltwater cockamemies, this multi-winged metallic bird, and the crows. Lots and lots and lots of crows. So hop in the nearest van, boat, train, or on a very big bird, and witness the majesty of the Call of Duty.
Alright, so you're in a league match getting killed too fast. It's time to dial it back. Way back. We got a piece of Stone Age technology with the time to kill of 15 seconds. That's long enough to read a couple tweets about the broken meta. But enough fluff. You want to hear stats. 0 attachments, 0 range, and enough recoil to knock your teeth out.
Short range.
Long range. It doesn't matter because it shoots pellets and you're going to be reloading it all day. Any conflict can be avoided when we all settle on the gentleman's agreement.
Being rejected hurts, especially by a 2x4, but you can tear down your physical and emotional walls with the COD Rec League. Let us get that for you. Our operators are dispatched at the beginning of each round to ensure you don't run through a wall of wood just to run into a wall of snipers. They're also completely recyclable, meaning they're good for the destructible environment. Don't waste your time and life trying to figure out how to use damning bombs. Grab some fresh air and call the COD Rec League for all your wall-busting needs. The COD Rec League. We've got thick skulls.
Ever heard of a smoke grenade-based mail system? Well, Airblops is cornering the market. Enjoy one of our fine testimonials.
Yeah, guys, just have that tank hanging up right there. Oh yeah, I love airblops. Just don't open one of the blinking ones like I did. Go ahead and show them that clip. Boy, did I have egg on my face, I'll tell you what.
Warehouse Manager Bob is a long-time loyal customer. As such, we're proud to present him with a free year of Airblops Prime.
Alright, so I need a couple of missiles. Ooh, instant delivery.
Our service is so good you'll die for it. And still keep coming back for more.
Airblops is not held liable for injuries such as crushing, maiming, smushing, squishing, paper cuts, or combustion. Only accepted currency is the blood of your enemies.
Scoreline? More like Snoreline. Playing the objective is a common man's game. But you're a discerning gentleman. You know the only important stat is that of the ratio of your K's to your D's. You know exactly where your opponent is going to be. So snuggle up on that heady and enjoy the easy pickings, friend. Leave the OBJ to the KIA. And if you commit, someday you could join the highly exclusive 100 Point Club.
Are you tired of pesky snakes in your backyard? You keep losing games because the opponent won't stop slithering all over the place. Well, I've got just the thing for you. Jumpin' John Snake Oil. This is guaranteed to take out any snake, big or small, male or female. Jumpin' John Snake Oil is here to help you with those damn dirty snakes. The process is simple. Simply purchase this small case of 3 bottles for the low price of $3,000 plus shipping, and within 2 to 5 business months you'll get your snake oil. After that, simply light the cloth on fire and throw it at the closest snake you can find. Guaranteed to eradicate all snakes within a 2-inch radius. Warning, Jumping John Snake Oil is not recommended for children, teens, or the elderly. If any snake oil gets in your eyes, contact a medical health professional right away. Ask your duo if Jumping John Snake Oil is right for you.
Is this the end? Am I gonna die? No ammo for my AR. All I have is a knife. Bring on! Bring on! Zombies coming up from the ground below. Little messy tricks that ain't alive no more. They're crawling around and coming for your toes. How do they breathe when they got no nose? Grab ray gun and use them on the go. Blast them away for the highest score. Like the Marshall would have been easier to make if zombies had a theater mode. Perscaloria is a chiller. Megatanya, he's a killer. You'll drown in sound when your face hellhounds. No, I feel ya, it's a thriller. Keep trying all their chats for the ranking. Sing mystery, but yet again. Horde and bound. It's ray guns and ray guns assail.
I've seen you out there, running around, jumping on points with no protection. You probably think this guy looks cool, dodging explosions and whatnot. Well, guess what? This is him after years of shrapnel. You know what I think? I think it's despicable, disgusting. It's downright irresponsible is what it is. What you need is a high-tech, high-quality aerial ballistic defense system. Introducing the Victor Champ Trophy System. Look at this beauty. It'll stop grenades, Semtex, Whisker Biscuits, Nipsey Daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and frustrate your opponent into making a mistake while you're just chilling on a park bench. Nice.
Don't be a chump. Buy champ.
A little known fact is that Treyarch loves birds. For example, notice the attention to detail on this large-breasted farfanugget, or these saltwater cockamemies, this multi-winged metallic bird, and the crows. Lots and lots and lots of crows. So hop in the nearest van, boat, train, or on a very big bird, and witness the majesty of the Call of Duty.
Alright, so you're in a league match getting killed too fast. It's time to dial it back. Way back. We got a piece of Stone Age technology with the time to kill of 15 seconds. That's long enough to read a couple tweets about the broken meta. But enough fluff. You want to hear stats. 0 attachments, 0 range, and enough recoil to knock your teeth out.
Short range.
Long range. It doesn't matter because it shoots pellets and you're going to be reloading it all day. Any conflict can be avoided when we all settle on the gentleman's agreement.
Being rejected hurts, especially by a 2x4, but you can tear down your physical and emotional walls with the COD Rec League. Let us get that for you. Our operators are dispatched at the beginning of each round to ensure you don't run through a wall of wood just to run into a wall of snipers. They're also completely recyclable, meaning they're good for the destructible environment. Don't waste your time and life trying to figure out how to use jamming bombs. Grab some fresh air and call the COD Rec League for all your wall-busting needs. The COD Rec League. We've got thick skulls.
Ever heard of a smoke grenade-based mail system? Well, Airblops is cornering the market. Enjoy one of our fine testimonials.
Yeah, guys, just have that tank hanging up right there. Oh yeah, I love air blobs. Just don't open one of the blinking ones like I did. Go ahead and show them that clip. Boy, did I have egg on my face, I'll tell you what.
Warehouse Manager Bob is a long-time loyal customer. As such, we're proud to present him with a free year of Airblops Prime.
Alright, so I need a couple of missiles. Ooh, instant delivery.
Our service is so good you'll die for it. And still keep coming back for more.
Airblops is not held liable for injuries such as crushing, maiming, smushing, squishing, paper cuts, or combustion. Only accepted currency is the blood of your enemies.
Scoreline? More like Snoreline. Playing the objective is a common man's game. But you're a discerning gentleman. You know the only important stat is that of the ratio of your K's to your D's. You know exactly where your opponent is going to be. So snuggle up on that heady and enjoy the easy pickings, friend. Leave the OBJ to the KIA. And if you commit, someday you could join the highly exclusive 100-Point Club.
Are you tired of pesky snakes in your backyard? You keep losing games because the opponent won't stop slithering all over the place. Well, I've got just the thing for you. Jumpin' John Snake Oil. This is guaranteed to take out any snake, big or small, male or female. Jumpin' John Snake Oil is here to help you with those damn dirty snakes. The process is simple. Simply purchase this small case of 3 bottles for the low price of $3,000 plus shipping, and within 2 to 5 business months you'll get your snake oil. After that, simply light the cloth on fire and throw it at the closest snake you can find. Guaranteed to eradicate all snakes within a 2-inch radius. Warning, Jumping John Snake Oil is not recommended for children, teens, or the elderly. If any snake oil gets in your eyes, contact a medical health professional right away. Ask your duo if Jumping John Snake Oil is right for you.
Is this the end? Am I gonna die? No ammo for my AR. All I have is a knife. Break on! Break on! Zombies coming up from the ground below. Little messy tricks that ain't alive no more. They're crawling around and coming for your toes. How do they breathe when they got no nose? Grab ray gun and use them on the go. Blast them away for the highest score. If the workshop would have been easier to make if zombies had a beginner mode. Perscaloria is a chiller. Negatanya, he's a killer. You'll drown in sound when you face hellhounds. Though I feel ya, it's a thriller. Keep trying all day to chance for the rape. Sing mystery, but yet again. Bored and bound. It's ray guns and ray guns assail.
I've seen you out there, running around, jumping on points with no protection. You probably think this guy looks cool, dodging explosions and whatnot. Well, guess what? This is him after years of shrapnel. You know what I think? I think it's despicable, disgusting. It's downright irresponsible is what it is. What you need is a high-tech, high-quality aerial ballistic defense system. Introducing the Victor Champ Trophy System. Look at this beauty. It'll stop grenades, Semtex, Whisker Biscuits, Nipsey Daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and frustrate your opponent into making a mistake while you're just chilling on a park bench. Nice.
Don't be a chump. Buy a champ.
A little known fact is that Treyarch loves birds. For example, notice the attention to detail on this large-breasted farfanugget, or these saltwater cockamemies, this multi-winged metallic bird, and the crows. Lots
and lots of crows. So hop in the nearest van, boat, train, or on a very big bird and witness the majesty of the Call of Duty.
Alright, so you're in a league match getting killed too fast. It's time to dial it back. Way back. We got a piece of Stone Age technology with the time to kill of 15 seconds. That's long enough to read a couple tweets about the broken meta. But enough fluff. You want to hear stats. 0 attachments, 0 range, and enough recoil to knock your teeth out.
Short range.
Long range. It doesn't matter because it shoots pellets and you're going to be reloading it all day. Any conflict can be avoided when we all settle on the gentleman's agreement.
Being rejected hurts, especially by a 2x4, but you can tear down your physical and emotional walls with the COD Rec League. Let us get that for you. Our operators are dispatched at the beginning of each round to ensure you don't run through a wall of wood just to run into a wall of snipers. They're also completely recyclable, meaning they're good for the destructible environment. Don't waste your time and life trying to figure out how to use damning bombs. Grab some fresh air and call the COD Rec League for all your wall-busting needs. The COD Rec League. We've got thick skulls.
Ever heard of a smoke grenade-based mail system? Well, Airblops is cornering the market. Enjoy one of our fine testimonials.
Yeah, guys, just have that tank hanging up right there. Oh yeah, I love airblops. Just don't open one of the blinking ones like I did. Go ahead and show them that clip. Boy, did I have egg on my face, I'll tell you what.
Warehouse Manager Bob is a long-time loyal customer. As such, we're proud to present him with a free year of Airblops Prime.
Alright, so I need a couple of missiles. Ooh, instant delivery.
Our service is so good you'll die for it. And still keep coming back for more.
Airblops is not held liable for injuries such as crushing, maiming, smushing, squishing, paper cuts, or combustion. Only accepted currency is the blood of your enemies.
Scoreline? More like Snoreline. Playing the objective is a common man's game. But you're a discerning gentleman. You know the only important stat is that of the ratio of your K's to your D's. You know exactly where your opponent is going to be. So snuggle up on that heady and enjoy the easy pickings, friend. Leave the OBJ to the KIA. And if you commit, someday you could join the highly exclusive 100-Point Club.
Are you tired of pesky snakes in your backyard? You keep losing games because the opponent won't stop slithering all over the place. Well, I've got just the thing for you. Jumpin' John Snake Oil. This is guaranteed to take out any snake, big or small, male or female. Jumpin' John Snake Oil is here to help you with those damn dirty snakes. The process is simple. Simply purchase this small case of 3 bottles for the low price of $3,000 plus shipping, and within 2 to 5 business months you'll get your snake oil. After that, simply light the cloth on fire and throw it at the closest snake you can find. Guaranteed to eradicate all snakes within a 2-inch radius. Warning, Jumping John Snake Oil is not recommended for children, teens, or the elderly. If any snake oil gets in your eyes, contact a medical health professional right away. Ask your duo if Jumping John Snake Oil is right for you.
Is this the end? Am I gonna die? No ammo for my AR. All I have is a knife.
I've seen you out there, running around, jumping on points with no protection. You probably think this guy looks cool, dodging explosions and whatnot. Well, guess what? This is him after years of shrapnel. You know what I think? I think it's despicable. Disgusting. It's downright irresponsible is what it is. What you need is a high-tech, high-quality aerial ballistic defense system. Introducing the Victor Champ Trophy System. Look at this beauty. It'll stop grenades, Semtex, Whisker Biscuits, Nipsey Daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and frustrate your opponent into making a mistake while you're just chilling on a park bench.
Don't be a chump. Buy champ. A little known fact is that Treyarch loves birds. For example, notice the attention to detail on this large-breasted farfanugget, or these saltwater cockamemies, this multi-winged metallic bird, and the crows. Lots and lots and lots of crows. So hop in the nearest van, boat, train, or on a very big bird, and witness the majesty of the Call of Duty.
Alright, so you're in a league match getting killed too fast. It's time to dial it back. Way back. We got a piece of Stone Age technology with the time to kill of 15 seconds. That's long enough to read a couple tweets about the broken meta. But enough fluff. You want to hear stats. 0 attachments, 0 range, and enough recoil to knock your teeth out.
Short range.
Long range. It doesn't matter because it shoots pellets and you're going to be reloading it all day. Any conflict can be avoided when we all settle on the gentleman's agreement.
Being rejected hurts, especially by a 2x4, but you can tear down your physical and emotional walls with the COD Rec League. Let us get that for you. Our operators are dispatched at the beginning of each round to ensure you don't run through a wall of wood just to run into a wall of snipers. They're also completely recyclable, meaning they're good for the destructible environment. Don't waste your time and life trying to figure out how to use damning bombs. Grab some fresh air and call the COD Rec League for all your wall-busting needs. The COD Rec League. We've got thick skulls.
Ever heard of a smoke grenade-based mail system? Well, Airblops is cornering the market. Enjoy one of our fine testimonials.
Yeah, guys, just have that tank hanging up right there. Oh yeah, I love airblops. Just don't open one of the blinking ones like I did. Go ahead and show them that clip. Boy, did I have egg on my face, I'll tell you what.
Warehouse Manager Bob is a long-time loyal customer. As such, we're proud to present him with a free year of Airblops Prime.
Alright, so I need a couple of missiles. Ooh, instant delivery.
Our service is so good you'll die for it. And still keep coming back for more.
Airblops is not held liable for injuries such as crushing, maiming, smushing, squishing, paper cuts, or combustion. Only accepted currency is the blood of your enemies.
Scoreline? More like Snoreline. Playing the objective is a common man's game. But you're a discerning gentleman. You know the only important stat is that of the ratio of your K's to your D's. You know exactly where your opponent is going to be. So snuggle up on that heady and enjoy the easy pickings, friend. Leave the OBJ to the KIA. And if you commit, someday you could join the highly exclusive 100-Point Club.
Are you tired of pesky snakes in your backyard? You keep losing games because the opponent won't stop slithering all over the place. Well, I've got just the thing for you. Jumpin' John Snake Oil. This is guaranteed to take out any snake, big or small, male or female. Jumpin' John Snake Oil is here to help you with those damn dirty snakes. The process is simple. Simply purchase this small case of 3 bottles for the low price of $3,000 plus shipping, and within 2 to 5 business months you'll get your snake oil. After that, simply light the cloth on fire and throw it at the closest snake you can find. Guaranteed to eradicate all snakes within a 2-inch radius. Warning, Jumping John Snake Oil is not recommended for children, teens, or the elderly. If any snake oil gets in your eyes, contact a medical health professional right away. Ask your duo if Jumping John Snake Oil is right for you.
Is this the end? Am I gonna die? No ammo for my AR. All I have is a knife. Bring on! Bring on! Zombies coming up from the ground below. Little does he think that ain't alive no more. They're crawling around and coming for your toes. How do they breathe when they got no nose? Grab ray gun and use them Molotov. Blast them away for the highest score. Like the Marshall would have been easier to make if zombies had a theater mode. Perscaloria is a chiller. Megatanya, he's a killer. You'll drown in sound when you face hellhounds. No, I feel ya, it's a thriller. Keep trying all day to chance for the reggae. Sing mystery, but yet again. Forward and bound. It's ray guns and ray guns
I've seen you out there, running around, jumping on points with no protection. You probably think this guy looks cool, dodging explosions and whatnot. Well, guess what? This is him after years of shrapnel. You know what I think? I think it's despicable, disgusting. It's downright irresponsible is what it is. What you need is a high-tech, high-quality aerial ballistic defense system. Introducing the Victor Champ Trophy System. Look at this beauty. It'll stop grenades, Semtex, Whisker Biscuits, Nipsey Daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and frustrate your opponent into making a mistake while you're just chilling on a park bench. Nice.
Don't be a chump. Buy a champ. A little known fact is that Treyarch loves.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and all others. We are back for some more COD action here tonight. We had a swift 3-0 in our first series over in the Bronze Pre-Made division, but as we move on over to the Silver Pre-Made, Teach, I don't think we're going to see the same thing.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good match, and I do expect this to go, map 4, possibly map 5. We've seen that with Cleveland already this year, and Florida as well, sitting at 2-0. This should be really a banger of a matchup, and got some intel as well that Cleveland made a roster change, so we'll see if it helps or hurts them, but regardless, this should be a good one. Let's get into the map set for this series, starting off on Skid Row Hardpoint, then moving to Karachi, Search and Destroy. Map 3 is Invasion, and then if we need a map 4, we are back on Karachi for Hardpoint, and a map 5 High Rise. And a lot of variety here. Should be a good series, and the Skid Row should be a banger to start.
Yeah, excited to see it kick off with probably the best hardpoint map we have in the set so far. We got Skid Row, but we know what it's all about on this map, Tease. That dreaded P2. It is going to be so hard to break on in here, and you got to wonder if both teams are privy on these rotations.
I mean, you win or lose this map based on what you get on P2 and P5. We know how much of money hills they can be, especially P2. You're going to see a lot of emphasis off the rip, of course, as both teams try to vie for that positioning, and P1 somewhat goes to the wayside. There's going to be Cleveland here spawning on that good side for P2. We'll see if they can hold it as we get ourselves underway here on Skid Row.
We are underway. Cleveland going to try to make this first attempt here, but Florida not too far behind. And looking over to the P2 side, already going to be Honor, who's going to just hop on in there and is just going to pitch a tent. But he's going to get beamed off, actually. Number 3, that was going to be Kill Money, who's actually beamed them off. They're not going to take advantage of that kill, though. So, weird situations. Honor's just going to go right back. And he's going to get killed again, I guess. I guess Cleveland just not going to be holding on to this for the time being. Spawns do flip, and now Florida will have control of this P2, but they are not getting any help over on P1. Cleveland have full control.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Cleveland, now you just kind of have to soak up this P1 time for the rest of it, since you did lose spawns for new, and now maybe try to push that out. But I mean, all things considered, they're going to get probably close to 40 seconds here on this P1 as Germ is going to go down. So yeah, I mean, you have 47 seconds here on P1, so yes, you do get up these two spawns, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Even if they get full 6, you're only down 13, so we'll see if they're able to break here. Zark finding one does get traded out.
Tunnel spawn still going to be in favor of Florida for the time being, so Cleveland have a lot of work to do, but you are right there. They got so much of that P1 hill where this hill doesn't essentially matter, so do your best to get in the hill, but I'm honestly okay if you chalk it early. If I am Cleveland here, I'm totally okay with them going next here pretty early, and they might just do so. We'll have to wait and see. They are going to post up here and try to get a couple of kills. One more push out of them might just do the trick here, but it looks like Germans found their way through the backside. Gonna try to find a kill, but Ziz does end up winning that fight. Hawk gonna try to cause some damage up, and down low. We'll find 2, but it's gonna be Florida still holding on. It's gonna be a desperate push here coming in from Civil, but Civil is gonna get found out. So over to P3 we go. Cleveland will have this rotation.
And Hawk here kind of playing more back and does get traded out there, as it looks like maybe they had a chance to pinch that for the last 20 to 25 seconds or so. He was playing for a streak, and now Florida is actually transitioning these kills over towards P3. So, I mean, if you're Cleveland, you're fine with giving up the 58 seconds on P2, but you want it to be set up here for P3. That doesn't happen. Florida goes right through the front door. They do have the setup now, and Cleveland will have to find their way in. Looks like they're trying to push so much further than that mid-map, as they're now spawning on the P2 side. So this is actually a spot early here for Cleveland where things could get out of hand. They got to get some traction here soon.
Yeah, I mean, look, the P2 doesn't matter, but you have to win the P3 rotation at the very least in this position. And Cleveland are just not able to do so, and they are not finding a way in. So they're probably just going to cut their losses here. They are spawning way out, and they just need to move on. But Hawk may have found an opening here. Is going to find one. Going to try to find a second. Can't do so. Super rare with the quick cleanup there. Keeps Florida's time in hand. But the most random data I think I've ever seen in my life. Gets a TK and will actually cost Florida about 50 seconds worth of time. Now rotation battle over to next. It looks like Cleveland will at least have this one.
Yeah, but the kill is
Maybe
going
not.
the way of Florida, and this is big for them because they had lost that P3 rotation pretty convincingly when they should have had it, but now they break themselves back in. So the opening time going the way of Florida here, and we'll see as a potential pinch will come in for Zark after the spawn for him. Spawn's a little bit weird right now. The kill's still going the way of Florida. Last up is Z's. He gets taken down. That is a clean wipe. And if you're Cleveland, at what point do you think about looking over towards the P5? They need a 460 in the worst way. We'll see if they elect to do so.
Florida just running away with this at the moment. All kills, all time going their direction. So now over to P5 we go. And this is once again another Cleveland rotation win. But the question is, can they hold it? They have not been able to do so at all this map. They've been winning all the rotation battles, but we're able to get the kills. But a glimmer of hope there as a couple of kills go their way. But Zark trying to find a way through. Full 60 could be possible here for Cleveland, but they got to hold on. And the splits are going to come on in here for Florida here. Trying to find a kill here is super rare. Germ does find one in the middle there, so they're going to have some garage control. Super is going to finally kill him when he finds one. It's going to be up to Hawk, and now Florida just got to go. Spawn is P3, and then Laundry here for Cleveland. But it's going to get taken care of here. Hawk doing a good job staying alive for the time being. I don't know about this Chow, and Florida have not pushed up in time, but Hawk gets killed anyway. So it's going to be a bit of a battle here for this P5. Super Rare going to hop on in. Just finishes the kill, but it gets picked up there by Civil. But this time is white, and white time is good time here for Florida. But they will end up getting the last 30.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. White time is good time for Florida, and now they're actually going to hop on here for the last 30 seconds. This has not been a good stretch here for Cleveland, as they are just getting out-killed right now, out-slayed in the kill feed, and not able
15
to
seconds,
lock
what are
in
you
a full
doing?
60. That time does go the way of Cleveland for the last of it, but already down about 100 points. Going to be closer to 90 after the first set of rotations. And Florida, I think, number one actually in Zark. I thought he was going to play for that P2. He actually backs up. So nobody over at P2 right now, but these teams playing for P1. Cleveland really can't afford to not play for P1 here.
Yeah, they're just going to have to do their best here. If they're not going to go for P2, the best bet here is to have as good of a P1 as you had in the beginning of the map. Not doing so well in that department, though. 3 go down right off the rip. It's going to be up to Ziz to try to make a play, but Ziz not in a good position to do so, and Germ will just completely obliterate them. So now over P2 we go, and Zark is starting to fry here over towards the God Step, but the wall bang cleans them up. And for the time being, Florida also have the rotation super rare. And Cleveland is just not going for it. Looks like they are now, but Civil is going to get cleaned up here. So this is trouble here for Cleveland, as it's going to be Florida with the rotation. They're not going to care all about the rest of this time. Cleveland will get the scrap time, possibly get to that 100-point mark. Actually, no. Germ is going to hop on in and get it instead. So now a full-on blitz rush happening over towards that P2, but Florida are already there. This is going to be possibly over here, Ty.
I mean, Cleveland is just getting out-rotated right now, almost on every hill. And this is going to be really their downfall here. They're going to need to take out the 4 AR and them cooking if they want to try to break this hill, because, as you said, Florida can win on this P2. We'll see if they're able to do this. They're going to come through the tunnel. We know how hard it is to push this, but Gamani not finishing that kill. Maybe the opening here for Cleveland as one gets below. Popping up the time momentarily is super rare, but he finds 3. He finds all 4. Super rare with all 4. They go back to base and now gonna have to rush the tunnel again.
So Florida not able to win off of this hill anymore, but I mean, you're talking about a 4-second difference at this point. So one break will do it coming out of P2, and there's still a lot more hills to go. Cleveland haven't even hit 100 points yet. So Cleveland have to be better than perfect to try to bring this one back, but this is looking pretty over here. Cleveland are going to try to get the rotation anyway, but they are not getting it done right now. Killamani is getting it done themselves with a couple of kills towards the back, trying to fight Hawk. Can't do so. Super rare. Going to try to be there for the cleanup. Cleveland do have a shot at this. 2 players on the hill, 1 guarding the mid, 1 in the back. Super rare. Gonna try to be the first line of engagement. He's gonna get naded out though, but Germ has stuck through the back. There's 1. Looking for 2. There's 2. Looking for a 3rd. Can't get it done. Hawk with good defense there. So Cleveland gonna finally hit triple digits, but too little too late.
And Super rare has a cruise that maybe he thinks that investing here. Looks like they're gonna shallow through the front though. He finds 1, looking for a 2nd, does get traded out. But there's still a chance here for Florida to get on in. Cleveland holding on for dear life for the time being. Getting it over that 100-point mark. They will not be 100-point club, but Florida now hitting that rotation over toward New. They will look to win it here on P4.
Yeah, it looks like the rotation is going to be nice and clean here for Florida. I mean, Cleveland kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Couldn't really rotate because they knew if they give it that time, Florida would be able to just hop on it and take the game. But now they're just going to abandon all and just head on over here because they know that they are going to be set up. 17 seconds. They got to avoid them getting. So now Ziz is going to find apartments and at least clear that out. But Killamani is going to be there for the quick cleanup here. And Cleveland are spawning way out. They are in some trouble here. 1 player pinned in apartments. The rest trying to work their way up through the mid side. 5 seconds left here. And Zark is doing all the work as well as Super Rare trying to find that 2nd one. It just does not matter for Cleveland. Florida Puppeteers in dominant fashion are going to take map 1.
Yeah, Florida, I mean, did that as bad as good as you could, and for Cleveland, just a mistake early that really was the tail for that map. You get like 40 or 7 seconds, I think it was, on P1, and you know, okay, they didn't get any time on P2, and Florida gets full 60, right?
Good
well, that's
Lord,
fine. We can set up for P3. But then P3, they get broke instantly, and from that point on, P3 went the way of Florida, P4 went the way of Florida. They were set up for P5, they get broken there, the time is white, and they could just not get back in. I mean, that is something that cannot happen if you're Florida. I'm fine with you giving up that full 60 on P2. We know how hard it is to break that hill, but then to get broken as easily as they did on P3, P4, and then again, P5, they had a full setup. They had a full setup and got broken almost immediately. From that point on, just could not do anything. What a map there for Florida.
Yeah, and for Cleveland, right? I mean, we saw how the rotations were benefiting them early on, but they just couldn't win the gunfights to hold it down, and they ended up having to abandon their plans and try to just, you know, play with a handicap. They just weren't able to capitalize on a lot of the early rotations that they seem to have, and they also seem to just ignore, for the most part, that P2 side, which, again, we keep hammering this point. It's fine, but you have to do well on P1 and also win the rotation battle of the P3. You can't just give up P2 for free and not be able to just fight back. So I'm a little bit worried now about Cleveland. I mean, we talked about the roster changes that might be helping them a little bit, but I'm not seeing it yet here, Ty.
And I think for Florida, again, the worrying part is you end up at 130, but again, 47 seconds of that is uncontested time, essentially at P1. From that point on, they could just not get anything going. They were getting out-rotated and out-killed. Like, rotational gunfights were not going their way over and over again. Got to clean this up going into these next match. You do have a search and destroy on Karachi, which, is a little bit more strategic of a map, really AR dominant with the long lines of sites, especially over toward the bridgeside bomb site. So we'll see if they can bounce back here. But that was impressive for Florida. You got to give them their flowers. I think Super Rare went like 23-9 or something.
Yep.
So obviously a great map for him. Germ goes 28-17. So fantastic maps for them. But if you're Cleveland, you got to put that one behind you. You know what mistakes you made. Got to move on here and try to capture the search and destroy.
Yeah, it's just going to be a full regain coming in from Cleveland this time around. So over to Karachi we go, and could be anybody's game, I guess, if for like map speaking. But right now, I think Florida are just, firing on all gunnies. They're going to feel super confident. So you're going to see them probably chow out and, get some decent gunfights and just kind of be really aggressive over towards Cleveland. And for Cleveland, it's, you're going to have to shoot back. That's the only advice I could give you right now. Just, you're going to have to shoot back. You're going to have to account for that type of thing. And that's going to be easier said than done. But just make sure you're playing the power positions on this map, and you can give yourself a decent chance to take this map and tie up this series.
I think it's a series like this where you kind of see from the eye test that it looks like if Cleveland's going to have a shot in this series, they're going to have to win this map to search and destroy and to give themselves a chance. Like, it looks like in the respawn aspect, Florida is going to have a heavy slaying prowess that's going to be hard to overcome. So you have to take this map 2 to give yourself a chance. From there, take one of the other respawns, get it to that map 5, you give yourself a chance. But just based off what we see in map 1, things could change, but based off what we've seen in map 1, it is going to be tough. As, like we said, Florida has a bunch of slaying power, ready and waiting. So, should be interesting. But, again, Karachi, a map that a lot of strategy involved, sometimes tough to figure out. In Silver, they should have a pretty good grasp of this, but we'll see how this plays out.
Cleveland looking to bounce back. Load on in here to Karachi SND. Florida looking to just keep things moving right along, but here we go. It's going to be Florida on the attacking side of things. And it looks like they're going to head over to this B site. See if they can find first blood here. First blood is actually going to go over towards Cleveland, but Zark, great positioning here. He's going to find one. Doesn't know there's no one by the barrier. Is going to fall out, but Germ has the call out and does have the kill as well. 3v2 situation. Great retake of the site here for Florida. And now Honor and Civil going to have to work their way over from the A site on over towards B. Zark in a great position, but I think the position is known here. Civil's going to bide the time, going to shoulder, going to try to get the camera. Not able to get the better of it, and smartly runs away here. Zark on the chase, but Cleveland just trying to group up.
Just got to find a pick to maybe open this up, and it's so many positions you got to clear out. 3u1 now. And once you get that bomb down over at that site, if you're on defense, you are just put in such a disadvantage. There's so many little headies you can get off of those positions. You know there's probably going to be a player bridgeside, but sometimes there's not much you can really do about it anyway. Florida, get that bomb down, get the round 1 quickly. Good job for them.
Yeah, well done for Florida. First blood went down pretty quick here for Cleveland, but they did such a good job of getting those 2 kills. And Hawk kind of played that in not the best way possible. Let's just say that much. They were kind of heading on the barriers. I know they wanted to try to get the trade, but you got to wonder if there's a player coming in from that side, if it is going to be a market push. But they were not able to capitalize on it, ultimately paid with their life. So over to B again is going to be Cleveland here. Hawk with the bomb. Doesn't have a lot of support at the moment. Got to keep an eye out for that. But they are going to try to play this slow and look for initial picks here. Civil has P1 covered at the moment, but Germ, look at this hold. Finds the kill, and that is bomb dropped. Honor going to have to work down from the top to try to recover this bomb, and Germ is just going to win that gunfight anyway, and that is going to be a quick one there for the Puppeteers, and they're up 2-0.
Florida finds that opening pick within 10 seconds of the round, and from that point on, Florida really able to be aggressive. You've seen Germ literally hopping over in the market, finding a kill for absolutely free, and then finding a second as well. Cleveland looks like they might be shocked and maybe a little bit stunned after how that first map went, as Florida is clicking right now on all cylinders. They have a chance to go up 3-0 here. We'll see if they can do so.
Tough stuff here for Cleveland. Tough start indeed. 2-0. Florida with the bomb now. Looks like going to be another kind of 2-1-1 setup here across the map with B being the target. Super Rare going to get some info there onto Hawk with that stun grenade. Ziz also going to be one nearby, and Jerem just picks up Hawk again near the same spot. Smoke going to go down. B is going to be essentially free. Ziz is waiting by the barrier, though. So Ziz is going to pop on out. Tries to get the kill. Hipfire goes down. Can't quite find it. Runs out of... Oh, no! Runs out of ammo. And Jerem picks up the kill anyway. Zark will get a trade up top, and this bomb goes down for essentially free. Civil will find one kill, though. It is a 1v1. Trying to find Zark here. Is just going to go for the bomb, though, with a stun. It is a great play out of Civil. Defuses down. Is Zark smart enough to check this? The stun is going to be there for the check, but he has to get there in time. It is not going to do so. Civil with a smart play to win that round for Cleveland. That was looking dire, but they are on the board.
I mean, element of surprise there. If you are on the side of Cleveland, right? Like, and that's a spot for Florida where they had the numbers, and that chaos around the bomb site actually kind of hurt them. They were originally planner had to get away from that, and then the timing was just not there because you had, Germ got that bomb down, but ends up getting traded out very quickly. 1v1 situation, and again, the ice there on the side of Cleveland. You get the round on the board and see what this goes on. They're going for an all-out A hit to see if they can clear this out.
First blood there coming in from Zark, but is going to get traded out. Hawk with a little love down towards the end, but Super has that top AC control. Bomb can still get planted over towards that office side, and Super not going to check their back. Civil will find the kill there, but Killamani with a quick trade. Bomb planted down over on the A. 2v2 situation here. Germ finds one. Killamani has the location of Hawk down. The call out is in, so now just going to be a bit of a squeeze here to try to get this kill and then get this plant. Germ going to be coming in from above. Killamani, though, doesn't need the help. Will find the kill. Will find the defuse. Florida maintain their lead.
And this map right now, you're seeing offensively, the offensive teams are able to get the bomb down really, really quickly. They're putting pressure on the defense to make a play. Florida does there with the retake. But it's just been interesting to see how kind of free these bomb sites have been for the offensive side. I think Florida had one player over toward this site. When he got taken down, the bomb goes down quickly. But again, nice retake from them. We'll see if the defensive strategy switches up, though, from these two sides after offense has been pretty good here at the start.
And Cleveland just got to find some type of spark here to get things moving along. I mean, after a hard point like that, losing a search and destroy in a similar fashion is just not going to be good for the mental going into control. So, got to kind of turn on the burners a little bit here. Killamani could try to find the early nade. I don't think that got all the way through, and Civil is going to end up finding Zark for their trouble. Gonna try to find a second as well. Killamani going to get some shots down. Civil, though, playing smart, though, not taking chows that they need to. Has the locations, going to call it out. Super Rare. Got to move up top for the time being.
The spread right now from Cleveland, but they have the info on these players over toward this red side, and we'll see what Florida elects to do. Maybe trying to push through this mid-map. What time do they get to the top rope? Finding one. That is going to be Killamani as they go down. Bomb down as well. The timing not there. Just players don't spot each other. Super Rare finds one on the honor, and Germ finds one. As well makes it a 2v2. Civil, though, where Germ left in a 1v2, he's traded out. I gotta say, by the way, a lot of subs out on this map, which, I mean, I know Karachi, obviously one of the better subs maps, but for Search and Destroy, a little bit surprising. Germ there from long range, can't do anything with the sub.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just banking on the fact that they're going to just kind of run around, get the early kills, and not have to worry too much about these long-range gunfights because they're not playing slow enough for it to matter. But you are right. There are probably more subs than you would want on this map, but it is working up until this point there for Florida. I mean, I question that chow from Top Church for sure. But for the most part, everything else has been working. But Cleveland, at least keeping this close for the time being.
Back on the offensive side as well. Once again, having some maps right here. Civil going to get active early, finds one, does get traded out, but a good job to at least get one. And now you pulled some players for Florida onto that side of the map. So does this allow you to get the bomb down over at B? It's Killy looking for some info. He's going to spot the player up top, but it's a nice little bait there to get them down. Now it's 3v2 advantage here for Cleveland. You got eyes on Zark in the back as well. Super Rare also getting spotted, so you have all the information you need. Super Rare with the kill, but a 2v2.
2v2 situation with the bomb down here for Cleveland. And they're just going to hold on tight. You see Ziz playing over towards that red side a little bit there. Over towards church, excuse me. Zark going to try to make this play under the tunnel. Try to get towards the back. Looks for Hawk. Does find him. And now it's up to Ziz, who's going to be playing that top third position. Super rare. Knows it. So a couple shots being fired. Oh, but a good check. Look at the wrong way. And now with a submachine gun, Zark going to have to try to make a play. Ziz just going to play the time. Ziz is going to hold on tight for this one. Zark will get the kill, but it's too late. Man, that round could have absolutely gone Florida's way, but that's what happens when you look the wrong direction.
But another situation too, with like they have 2 subs in the map in that 2v1, which makes it a little bit harder. Super Rare gets the positioning, but as you said, not looking the right way. And then in a 1v1, when the other player has the height advantage and the AR, going to be tough. Actually ends up getting the kill in the end. Does Zark, but not enough time. Cleveland ties it up at 3-3.
Cleveland doing a good job at least bringing this one back and making it respectable at the very least. Florida, this is probably where they're going to kind of slap themselves a little bit here, get themselves back into the swing of things. Another B push. Here we go. Hawk is going to find that first kill. A bit of a lazy spot there for Killimani. Not check it over by that platform first. So now 3v4 situation here for Florida, but Super Rare is going to be there to grab a trade onto Honor. So now a bit of a spread here as Cleveland are starting to kind of close the gap a little bit, but that is just such good bullets there onto Zark. Civil will find the kill. Ziz with a follow-up. So it's going to be up to Super Rare in a 1v3. This is good team play here out of Cleveland.
Shot off the ball. Now they know where he is in Civil. I believe that's who that was with the kill in the end. Cleveland takes the lead in this search and destroy. Like I said, I think if they want to win the series, gonna have to do it through the way of search and destroy, and they have been playing these last few rounds very, very well. Nice shots there on the Super Rare, and you already see Florida making an adjustment as well. Super Rare back on the AR there, so maybe the pace slows down a little bit in these next few rounds. It was kind of the start, they were flying at each other, but let's see what happens. Cleveland back on the offensive side.
Back we go here for Cleveland, looking to expand on the first lead they've had in the entire series, more or less. Try to move on over towards A. There's only one player there for Florida there to put any stop to this, but now Germ. Take might have a clue now, starting to move on over. Germ gets found out though, so now Zark can make a call out. The rest of Florida going to push on up and clear the street. Zark gets a good initial kill. I think it's a bomb drop, but Civil is going to be there to pick it up, and Zark is going to clean up there. I'm not sure where Civil was. I don't know if they dropped down from the top or grabbed the bomb, but either way, they're going to pay the price. It's going to be up to Ziz in a 1v3. Might get some good timing here on to Killimani. Or maybe not. Killimani going to drop on out. So now just going to kind of look for anybody to deal damage to for the time being, but is going to get spotted from Super Rare from the top. So Ziz just going to try to do their best. 38 seconds on the clock.
Got to try to isolate some of these players and maybe a chance here. Zark, though, getting that kill. Florida. Get one back, tie this up at 4, and the search going the distance like we thought really the series might, and both of these teams are kind of, they've been feeling each other out for the first couple rounds, but now it seems like, you know, it's a lot more, there's a lot more structure to their games, defensively as well. Like, I think the defense is kind of figuring out what the offense wants to do, and now we are in a 4-4 situation here as Zark 10-3 with that sub for Florida.
Doing God's work there is Zark. I mean, I wish I could tell you if the rest of the team needs to pick it up right now, but I'm seeing 1-0, 2-0, 0-1 across the board, so kind of hard to tell you. I mean, Germ 7-5, respectable. Would be good to match the energies 4-4 right now, but quick kill puts Cleveland up top on the round for the time being. Florida's still going to slow this one down, trying to find some initial picks. Hawk is going to be the one holding on to that plat. Everybody else just kind of spread across the map, trying to see if there's any rotations happening. German's going to get spotted, but no bullets found onto them. Everyone just hanging tight for the time being.
Cleveland has gotten themselves back in the search and destroy via the first blood, and now actually making it a 4v2 as well. Honor, does he spot these players through the system? I don't think so, but the information there now, 4v1. Killy in a 1v3 now, but taken down, and Cleveland misfires. Go to map point, and once again, just being able to get the first bloods as much as they kind of have in the second half of the search and destroy is really compelled them. A lot of the times, Florida is just putting themselves in a position where they cannot get traded. And I know on a map like Karachi, sometimes it is hard to put yourself in a position to get traded, but just not able to really get anything going for the time being. Cleveland back on the attack, looking to close this one out.
See if they can get it done. It'd be such a good map win after a pretty hard start to the series. And that Skid Row hardpoint. Over to B we go once again for Cleveland. Nade's going to fly on in. Connor's going to get spotted up top. Zark is going to fall first, though. Super not going to be able to do much here. He's just going to fall under Church and just kind of wait and see what happens. Smoke goes down over towards B. Should be a pretty easy play here for Ziz. No cutoff man to help for Florida. So now, limited time to work with here is Florida as they look to retake the site and get the defuse. Hawk in a great position to try to catch Germ up top. Super tries to go for the aggressive chow underneath. Can't do it. Now Germ is going to get found out as well, and this is looking over here. Kilimani, 1v4, no time on the clock whatsoever. Cleveland misfires have hit the regain button, and they have tied up the series at 1.
Once again, I mean, that round right there, they get the first blood, or are able to get that bomb down to apply the pressure, and from that point on, I mean, Florida can't really do anything. Germ, once again, yeah, there were a lot of times in this map, and not that it's his fault, but there's a lot of times where he was stuck in positions where he had a sub in a spot that you just really did not want to be in. And tough to see there. I mean, we're not going to see the first bloods on this scoreboard because got a little glitch with that, but it was Cleveland, like I said, on the second half of that search and destroy where they really started to turn around. That was the whole key there, is on the side of Cleveland, Civil, 12-6, leading the way and really doing a lot there for them. And then on the other side, Super Rare, after that dominant map 1, actually goes 4-8, so he'll be looking for a bounce back here in this map 3. But yeah, obviously a tough map there for Florida, but we already know that they are very, very prominent in the respawn, so they got to find that here on this map 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. So for over on the side of, Cleveland, Civil went 12-6, but everybody else was essentially outslain for the most part. So I think what you said holds true. The first blood seemed to matter a lot there for Cleveland, where maybe they weren't getting the most kills, but they certainly were getting the right ones at the right time. Because I mean, Hawk finished 4-7, Honor finished 4-8. So it's kind of interesting to look at the scoreboard and kind of see that type of thing. Whereas like on the other side of the board for Florida, 7-7 for Germ, 7-6 for Kilimani, Zark went 10-5, and Super Rare with 4-8, tying with Honor on the opposite end. And that just shows, I think the team play was really good there for Cleveland. I think they finally found their form. I think Florida were just giving up lives way too easily in the beginning there, especially towards that latter half of the search and destroy. So now it's their time to hit the regain.
Yeah, and once again, it was the first bloods that really put them in a tough spot. And then Cleveland doing a really good job of, when they did have the numbers advantage, applying that pressure. And that was, again, really what led them to win that map. Florida didn't necessarily really have an answer in that second half. Like, it was time and time again that they were getting first blooded, and it felt like, you know, their setups were changing and they were trying to do different things, but it just didn't matter. Again, I don't mind all the subs on a map like Karachi because it can be used. I just wondered the way they were playing, if it would have been more beneficial to have a third or really fourth AR out to help them, because I don't know, in my opinion, it just felt like there was a lot of times like they were in positions with subs that they shouldn't have been. Regardless, though, I mean, when you lose the first blood battle as much as they did in Search and Destroy, really, really hard to win a map like that.
Go over to Invasion Control. Going to be a lot more interesting to see how both these teams handle this one. It is not a map that you can really say like one team is going to benefit over the other unless you have like some advanced stats about like whether they've done well on the map in the past or not. So it's kind of hard to tell which one I can see. Like, I could definitely see the team play for Cleveland doing well for them, but I know Florida are also very good at getting the rotations and as well as breaking. So it's going to be, I think, less of a positional battle. And really, I think the slaying is really what it's going to come down to here. I just think both teams are more or less equal in that department. I just think Florida have the slight edge because they are able to find the kills. kind of in bulk. Like they were getting picked off in that later half of the search and destroy, but those were a lot of one-on-one type battles or just one player kind of getting a little overzealous. I think in this case we're going to see a bit of a different story.
Well, I think if you look at the side of Florida, yes, they did outslay in that map 1, but a lot of it was because they were putting themselves in position to do so. Like, they were winning the rotation battle. So it was Cleveland that was consistently playing off the back foot. In a map like Invasion Control, you can kind of do the same thing. And in terms of like a spawn trap, having a setup with that, like, if Cleveland goes 4 down, I think you're in trouble because Florida, defensively, they're going to be able to set up and get in those positions, those power positions that really led them to slay as well as they did in map 1. Like, again, obviously different circumstance, right, on a control, but if you're consistently first to an area or if you're consistently first to a hill in the case of Hardpoint and you just have those irons up, it is going to be a lot easier to get kills and a lot harder for the other team. So I think if you're on the side of Cleveland, you have to just do a better job of getting, having map control is going to be the big thing for them and getting in good positions, not going 4 down consistently. If they can do that, if they can avoid that, they have a chance in this map, and we're also riding that momentum they just got in that map too.
Yeah, let's see what Cleveland could do. They are loading in. I believe I see Florida on the offensive side to kick this one off here. So we'll look to see if they can capitalize here. Got a feeling what they're about to do. So it's really going to be a question of can they get A? And if they can't, how many ticks can they get? But here we go. We are loaded in. The series is tied at 1 here in our Silver Pre-Made East matchup here tonight on the COD Rec League channel. But a couple of kills kicks off for Cleveland, make it 3. Good start there for Cleveland here on the defensive side, but Germ has found a hole in, but the rest of Florida actually moving over towards B. If Germ wins the gunfight here, which they won't, would have been big for them.
You did allow your team to move off the map though and get on B, because the problem with Invasion is, everybody likes to go A off the rip to see if they can steal. If you go 4 down and they have pressure over,
oh
you
my
put in the
God,
spawn trap immediately as Hawk with nice shots with that rival 9. But because German stays alive over the A side, they are allowed to move up the map. And now a spot maybe Cleveland can start putting Florida in that spawn trap.
Yeah, spawn trap trying to be applied here on that B side. Florida, meanwhile, going to try to break on through, but they are not fully going as a team here. They're actually going to try to get a kill on the bridge first, and actually, the kills go their way. Ziz going to hold down Dark, though. He's going to find 2, but Zark is there for the trade. B is open here for Florida to take advantage of here. Going to be 2 players on, and man, they're getting gifted a spawn there too. As you saw, Super Rare just spawned up over right towards that ice cream, so they're going to quickly stack this one up towards the gyms, and they're going to try to get this one done and dusted. But a quick late push from Cleveland proves to put this one in its tracks, and now Super Rare going to try to do their best to recover the efforts, but it is for naught. They are not able to get it done. 30 seconds on the clock. Florida have to win these next 2 gunfights.
They do, and it is going to be really hard. Again, now Cleveland can post up on these headies and make it really, really tough to move up this B street. This is what I was talking about with this map control. Obviously, easier on the defensive side, which they start with, but not the ideal start. If you are Florida, only get the 2 ticks. Looking to get back into this play to get the next one is Z's is going to be taken down, so they should be able to get to the C point now, as all those Cleveland players did spawn back gas. So if you're Florida, you're able to get this B point. Only 7 lives left, though, if you want to try to get this thing.
Yeah, I was going to say these lives are completely done and dusted. I mean, it's 16-6 in favor of Cleveland, but you know what? You did the good thing. If you're Florida, you got B. You got your 3 ticks. This is okay. Like, even if you called it early, there was still a possibility that A wasn't going to get any ticks captured. So this is not a totally lost round there for Florida. I mean, it sucks that it went this way, but it could have gone a lot worse. They're going to try to make one scramble at it, but it is just not going to happen. Cleveland are going to take this early round, and they're going to try to capitalize on it on their attack coming up next here. They just got to finish one off. Couple players left over towards the back. Zark not going down without a fight, though. Going to cause a ruckus over towards the gas. Excuse me. Couple players remaining here. 60 on the clock, and German just does not want to go down. Now finally does, and so does the rest of that Florida team. Cleveland, good start here. Made it real hard for Florida to get that B site there.
Well, as you said, I think from the standpoint of Florida, you're happy that you got that second tick, or the 3rd tick, excuse me. The problem is you also have a cruise missile on the side of Cleveland after that round, and you know, obviously they're going to look to get their, you know, 3 ticks at B and see what they can get at A. So not the worst position for Florida, but you're also probably looking for a better round than what they had. We know how hard it is to capture points here on this or on this map, excuse me. This Cleveland's going to quickly go over to A. Germ nades himself, and Honor gets one as well. This is not good for Florida. Oh, super rare, though. 2 in the feed.
Super rare starting to pick it up a little bit. Sitting at 5 and 6, but Cleveland has a hole inside of A site, but it's going to fall super rare. Florida are attempting to follow suit here. Killamani in a bit of a whack-a-mole battle over towards that courier. Was able to finally get that kill. And now over to B we go here for Cleveland. Man, they're getting gifted this one here too. So look for Dark here is going to be the main point of entry here for Florida. One player going to actually head in through DVD side. Going to try to find that initial kill. Does so. The rest of Florida coming in from that blue side at P5. A player towards the back gets picked up, though. This is great stuff here out of Cleveland. They are going to get B fairly quick here, and they're going to be up at least a life here. So now a little less than 2 minutes to work with as they set their sights onto A.
Actually, I was hoping that one of their players would be able to push it out after they got that 4 down to apply that pressure, but they allowed Florida to get back into this play, and it is going to be Germ on this broken side finding these kills. So while they get that B point, it's not too much, not able to really progress themselves up the map. Is actually going to be player number 6 and Hawk. Gets himself into a nice position. Got away from the reinforcements, but not all bad here for Cleveland. If they can find these kills, they're going to put the pressure on over toward Florida, which is exactly what they're doing.
So what they're doing in D, Cleveland going to have an opportunity at this here. They're going to hop on. The rest of Florida going to try to do their best to make sure a tick does not come through. Players are falling, though. And now here comes the wrap here. It's going to be Honor instead of 8 point by themselves here. But Florida doing the wrong thing. They're going in 1 by 1, but they do finally get that kill onto Honor. Quick turn there from Super Rare onto Civil, making sure that Cleveland stays down. Tick is going to be cleared here for A. So another reset here as Cleveland trying to find their way in, but they are spawning deep on that B side, and they only have about 60 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is a point if you're Cleveland where maybe trying to get somebody into their back lines to just cause a ruckus, allow your teammates to get up the map is what they want to do. That's going to be Honor. But they are very wise to that is Florida. They take him down right away and back to the drawing board. Probably have one more really good push at this if you are Cleveland. Got to find the kills, and not going to happen. Kelly from that mid tank, finding one. Going to watch this DVD push as well and finds that kill as well. So as good as the round started here for Cleveland, it is going to be Florida bouncing back, and it's going to be 3-3 in the tick. So, you know, at some point we'll have to see if a team can get something over at A, but for right now, a stalemate as both teams looking for that round 5 defense.
Zark almost had a streak there, was on a 5, but ended up falling at the last second. So would have been nice to have that in their back pocket, but regardless, we are essentially even as ticks are tied after this round. And this is why I said, I mean, that first attack round for Florida wasn't the most catastrophic thing. I mean, I know it was hard, but they did end up getting that B site, so it just didn't matter. And look what happened. Cleveland got the B site early, but they still couldn't capitalize. So now we're in an even game now.
And you stabilized over that opening break too, because Cleveland had 3 down, and you were like, okay, they might be able to get a tick over to A. But, you know, since they didn't, you're right. Getting that, you know, the B zone captured last time for Florida is big. You're essentially tied up. Kills are roughly the same as well. So we'll see what breaks these two teams in these coming rounds. Once again, Florida going to try to hit the A side off the rip, but the car bomb coming in for Cleveland right away, already diverting their attention over to that B zone, trying to stay out of that spawn trap.
So finds 3 off the rip there alongside Honor. So B site coming in. I think Florida going to try to rely back on the fundamentals here and try not to reinvent the wheel. So they're going to hit this B site. They're going to stack it up, and I think Cleveland are a mostly okay game realistic. They're going to try to take a couple of swings at it here. Civil does end up finding one, and here comes Hawk over on the backside. Gets one for free. Germ with the trade, though. It's going in, about to be a third, but the cruise missile from above finds a TK as well. But Zark is going to be the one there trying to grab this B point, and they do so right in the nick of time. Honor was coming in from dark side. So B secured fairly quickly here for Florida. Much better than the previous attacking rounds. So now over to A we go.
Cleveland with the early lives advantage. I was actually expecting that cruise to come in a little bit earlier because they had kind of spread the map and they're like, okay, we're giving Florida this time. I thought right away that was going to be popped, but it takes 2 seconds to come down. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow them to save that B zone, but what it does do is set up the spawn trap as Hawk is playing his life in the most annoying way, getting the help as well, and still staying up. And this live disparity right now is very, very large. So while you give up that B zone, if you are Cleveland, you're doing a really good job on the kills front. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they line up for Ziz. 3 dead with the MCW straight line. And it is just continuing to be trouble here for Florida. I mean, Cleveland are just lighting them up right now. 10 lives for Florida, and there's still 60 seconds to go. So you really only have about 2 hits with Florida. So Florida just has to play perfect to get this one through. They're going to start to push down the street. Zark does find one. Kilimani there with a quick trade, but an opening in the street might allow Florida at least a sniff of an opportunity to break into this A site, but now Super Rare finds himself alone, but they're gonna hop on in. Civil gonna try to make the play here. Does Super Rare read it? No. Honor is gonna pick up from that fire Humvee, go back in a small room, swinging for the fences, but Germ is gonna be there with the Renetti to pick it up. 19-7 on the life counter. This is looking over here for Florida.
No,
Probably won't have post, but
this.
wait a minute. 3 down on the kill feed. 30 seconds to go. Honor sees it though in a great position, but the stun grenade might cost them the angle. Kilimani is gonna go the wrong way, and is gonna get found out. So now 18 seconds, no lives remaining. Cleveland are just gonna push on and end it right here.
There was a chance there. I mean, Cleveland went down. They were not getting the kills. Florida actually had great map pressure there, which I was thinking, okay, they might have a chance to hop on this point. It was a great job by Honor to stay up and get the kills, though. The round will end there. Honor just going to lay down. But, man, there was a chance there for Florida. I was looking at the map. I was like, they have so much pressure. They essentially had all 4 players near that fire Humvee. If they could have just found that kill in the Honor, they'd probably have that round, to be honest with you. But in the end, not going to happen. The one silver lining, by the way, for Florida in that one is I believe Z's was one off a cruise again, and he got killed. So, not a great round, especially in the kills department, but at least you stop that.
I also have no idea why that Florida player ran to that opposite end, by the way. I'm trying to figure that one out. I feel like you're able to run over on the kind of close side over by the straight. You might have an opportunity to get a tick there, but evidently didn't work out. So over to B we go here for Cleveland. They're going to find that first blood, and they're going to find that first tick right off the rip over onto B. And they're just going to hold it down, and this should be, barring an absolute miracle round. Never mind. I was going to say, coming in from Florida, they're down by like 16 or something kills, something along those lines. So Cleveland get the 3 ticks, though. They should have defense unless Florida absolutely unless Zark keeps doing this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that was the right play from Cleveland. You want to go over to B and just capture that because 6 would be tied, and you know you have the life advantage. Now, Florida bounces back, and they're finding all these kills. You don't have that B capture. It is going to be Silva, though, slipping over toward A. So now you got to worry about him if you are Florida. And all you're doing if you are Civil is trying to get your team out of that spawn trap, get over to that B site, but it's not happening. Kilimani running out of ammo, gets taken down, but I mean, they are still in the trap. This is not over right now. Florida can bring this back.
Yeah, they absolutely can. This is looking real tough here for Cleveland, but finally that kill in the super rare finally gives them an opportunity to get onto this B site. Zark can't quite finish the kill onto that P2 tank. Has 2 players to deal with, and Civil doing the right thing, just going for the chase. Renetti out, finds the kill, so Cleveland gonna hop on in. They should get this 3rd tick. Should be defense, barring Florida just absolutely pasting them to the wall with kills coming into the rest of this. So Cleveland still have a lot to work with here, about 1:20 to go over to the A site, but Cleveland should have defense if we go to the next round.
You would think. It does look like they do have the advantage with that. But, I mean, there is still time. Florida has to get these kills. And now if you're Cleveland, like, you play this as passive as you can and maybe not throw lives at them because you want to, get that defense. Like, player number 7 is kind of sitting over there, and I'm thinking maybe that's what they're playing for. Super Rare doesn't care, though. Finding one, but I'm just wondering maybe if you kind of put the brakes on here for Cleveland.
At the same time, the ticks don't matter, so you can kind of let them come to you and just almost, like, Venus flytrap inside of the point if you really want to. Just don't let them get it. But 40 seconds on the clock, not a lot of time to work with here. German's going to find an opening on Dark, trying to find Hawk. Can't do it. Hawk's on a 5. Might be good to get a streak here before we go into this next round. And it looks like he might just that, but Kilimani finds him out. Great play to keep the streak
Oh, that's what
from
it was.
coming in. 24 seconds. Cleveland trying to find one more hole here to make this push, but Renetti out for Killimani. Gonna find that kill, 17. Killimani with a follow-up as well. So we should be going to a round 5 here. Hawka trying to make one final play. Super Rare is there for the kill. It should be a Cleveland defense here, barring our producer giving us completely wrong info.
No, well, I thought the one player for Cleveland was like, all right, let's just not play this time and just get this defense, but evidently that was not the case. He lags out. Cleveland will have defense, though, for this round 5. Even with that player lagging out, they still have the kill advantage. 6 were tied. So off the restart, they should be the team that gets that defense round 5.
Yeah, we probably will be resetting the lobby here unless they somehow figured out a way to join in fairly quickly. But now, regardless, yeah, Cleveland will get this defensive here, and this is the Cleveland that I wanted to see, and I'm glad they're finally showing up here. I mean, they've basically dominated this map in interesting ways. I mean, obviously the kills is probably the biggest thing, but Florida, man, I mean, there was a glimmer there where they were just completely throwing Cleveland against the wall and just making sure they weren't getting up again. They got to keep that velocity up. They cannot let Cleveland gain an inch because they've already given them more than enough to work with now. And now you're on attack. So you really got to fire up the gunnies in this round.
I mean, if any, I don't think there was any cruises saved. I could be wrong about that. So, I mean, you know, at least if you're on the side of Florida, you don't have to deal with that for the start of this round. But it's kind of that thing, right? Like a lot of teams, like I said, go to A off the rip. But now with a restart, you don't have trophies off the rip. Does that change your way of thinking? Because you know if they go 4 down, we've already seen it on this map from both sides. If you go 4 down on offense, you're getting put in that spawn trap. You're wasting a lot of lives just to get out. And then you're down like, 8 to 10 lives basically off the rip. And it just puts yourself at a really, big disadvantage. So with this restart now, I think if you're Florida, you have to just play over toward B off the rip. And then, try to work your way over to A. Not having trophies on that A side is just an absolute death sentence.
Yeah, I mean, Florida got a lot of work to do here.
I mean, winning an invasion offense. Dude. I mean, look, winning an invasion offense is very, very tough in this game. We know that.
Yeah, it's going to continue to be tough. They have an uphill battle to climb. It's going to be pouring down rain with mud sliding at your feet. And for Cleveland, you just got to make sure you don't do anything stupid. Like that's really your goal here. Don't do anything stupid. Continue to win the gun battles that you've been winning thus far, and you should be fine. Like that's all you got to do. And I mean, I will look ahead at this point to the next map, barring this the result of this next round. We're talking about Karachi Hardpoint here, so that's going to be an interesting one, I think, for both sides. I mean, we saw, obviously, the Karachi prowess that we saw in the search match from Cleveland, but, again, it's Hardpoint. We know how the first Hardpoint went.
But, I mean, as I said, like, I think, kind of looking at how the series goes now, I think it was more the fact that they were just putting themselves in a position to succeed, and that's why the kill disparity was so much. Like, we're starting to see that Cleveland's guns are also getting hot as well. Maybe they didn't have a great warm-up to start this, and maybe that's why their map 1 was tough, but they are firing on all cylinders right now. They're looking good. The last thing you want to do, though, is choke this round 5 defense. If you choke that, that is like, you're down in the dumps after that, right? Like, you feel like, okay, we should go up 2-1 in the series. We're going to another hard point. Even if we don't win it, we have a chance to Nezo this series in map 5. So, I think they gotta focus on that first. But I mean, regardless, going to that Karachi hardpoint, when we get there, should be interesting. I think the way Cleveland has started to play again in the last the map 2 and now map 3, I think they're looking a lot better. But yeah, I mean, fantastic series so far, and hopefully this restart isn't icing these players too much.
I absolutely was worried after that first half, like, oh, are we going to get an R3? Oh, nope, absolutely not. Cleveland have decided to post this one up and make this interesting, and I really love how they played this control thus far. But yeah, like you said, I kind of agree with you, right? So you don't really want to choke this defense. I mean, one, for a lot of reasons, because you don't want to lose the map. But main reason, right, going into the next map, definitely don't want to check yourselves out because you have a lot of work to do going into the Karachi hardpoint. If we do get there, we have High Rise, by the way, as our final map. And Ty, I got to ask you the question about this map because I know how much experience you have with this map and can that add a bit of a wild card with this series if we end up going that route?
I mean, absolutely. We kind of know what we get with High Rise, right? Like you have the element of the map that kind of is a wild card, honestly, in it, and with all those propane tanks and such. So, you know, it's one of those maps where teams have gotten a lot better at it. Like, I feel like at the start of the year, it was a lot of just running around and finding picks and, you know, whatever. There is a lot of strategy to it now. But again, the element of, I don't want to say the element of surprise, but like, you know, when you get blown up out of nowhere by a gas canister, it's a little bit tough. Not much you can do about it. So if we do get there, it should be interesting. But I mean, I'm really looking for that map 4 because I'm interested to see. Okay, Cleveland, was Skid Row just a bad map for them? Were they just, you know, not warmed up at that point in time? Can they win the rotations? Like, I think that's going to be big. I just, based off what I've seen in the last 2 maps, I think that's a completely different team than what we've seen map 1.
Yeah, I think Cleveland have finally found the format. I think the warm-up theory is what I'm gonna go with alongside you there. I definitely think they just weren't off the hot start. They weren't warming up, but they got warm, and now all of a sudden they're a problem. So now Florida has to deal with that problem, and we're at the wait and see. We are about to load in. We do have all 8 players. Do appreciate all of you guys' patience. You know, do what we can with what we're given, and that's what we're trying to do. I'm just glad we have Codcaster back for control.
You know, when did that get fixed? Because I was scared.
Apparently last week. Apparently last week, according to our production. I had the same question because I do production for other Call of Duty projects, and man, has it been tough doing spectator view for that. God, I felt bad. I wasn't even casting those ones, but I had to be the one to tell casters, like, hey guys, we're gonna still run with this. Do your best. The only thing I could tell them is if you've ever watched Halo, you know, since there's no minimap, that's going to be like the best comparison I can make. But at the very least, it's all X-ray and stuff like that. But the fact that you only could stand it was annoying. Anyway, regardless, we got it back, so we're able to bring you as good of a production as we possibly can. But we are loading in right now, and
No,
maybe
we're
not. Maybe not.
They had
so
wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, like I said, how do you guys? It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months.
They'll figure it out. But yes,
Silver
I was
is silver
wondering.
at the end of the day, guys.
I was wondering because I haven't casted with that glitch, but I can imagine it was pretty tough.
Yeah, I highly recommend you guys, and not even just because I'm working on it, but if you want to go see how we tried to do it over at the WXC VODs, oh boy, it was we got through it. We got through it. And the casters were absolute troopers, by the way. You got to give them their flowers for that one. They were the ones who had to suffer the most in that whole thing, but.
I will say, and not to bash the game, but it's just kind of funny because, like, in recent years, we've kind of had some, like Codcaster glitches that are just so, like, how does this happen? And also, this is so unfortunate, like, Vanguard with Player 1 glitch, and, like, the control glitch here, which absolutely just breaks it. Like, it's just, you know, obviously things happen in coding and stuff, but, man, like, it is tough from a production standpoint and a casting standpoint.
Yeah, listen, I'm never going to get mad at devs who are just trying to do their job at the end of the day. It sucks for us in a lot of situations, but you know what? We worked through it because, you know what? There was a time in Call of Duty esports where we didn't have as many tools as we have now. So you know what? We're going to deal with it. We're going to get on through it, and we're still going to give you a good product. We are loading in once again. Thank you so much for your patience and hanging on tight. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening here on this Wednesday night, wherever you may be. COD Rec League, if you're new here, Recreational League. Just trying to play some COD, man. That's all we're trying to do out here.
Been since the latter end of Cold War for us, or for me at least, and a very, very good time. See a couple new people in the chat. Definitely check out the Discord. And here we go. Loading into this one.
Reminder for everybody that it is 2-2, so ignore the scoreboard at the top. Everything else is in effect here, so it is going to be whoever wins this round will take the map here on Invasion Control. First blood going the way of Florida, and they're doing the right thing. Going with the default setup, going to go for B, and Lager actually going to get it quickly here, but Cleveland got to come in through the back. Super Rare had a feeling on his neck that they were coming in towards the back. They were, and they are going to get found out here. Ziz going to try to make the most of it. Trying to find Zark, can't do it. B is grabbed, and now over 2 minutes to work with here for Florida.
And they did what they had to do. Couldn't go A off the rip with those trophies. They get B quickly, and now this is what you need to do if you're Florida. You need to get that gas control, make them spawn out, make them uncomfortable. This is exactly what they're doing. A fantastic start here for Florida. They have the life advantage, and just working this so patiently and perfectly. This is great from them.
Zark's able to get a streak as well. 6 off a rip gets them a cruise missile. You couldn't ask for a better start, and there is still so much time on the board. Cleveland just trying to back up and clear out this gas side. Zark is just on a heater right now. 7-0 has that top sandbag covered. Killamani trying to make a play over through gas. Hawk trying to find a position, but Germ is there. And now the squeeze comes in. Here comes Germ coming in from the backside. Is going to hop onto this ace site. Civil finally clears out gas. Germ all alone, but damage is done.
Germ is on only one, as you said, on time though, so that he's not gonna be able to collect this pick, and all that fantastic work is for naught. You do have the life advantage and a pretty decent one at that with a lot of time, but unfortunately could not get anything over to that point. And after Florida, kind of have to push the pace just a little bit. You want to kind of put that life risk for Cleveland into effect. Cleveland actually does a good job of getting it back to 5. A big opportunity there. They were being so methodical. Were they being maybe a little bit too methodical? Potentially, but they are back at it, trying to capture that A zone.
Yeah, they just can't find the kills at the moment. Cleveland have finally found their stuff. They planted their feet and got stuck in here, but Zark gonna line them up, but actually get a teammate in the process as well. So Zark gonna try to make a play, looking for honor season inside that old P1 side. Renetti out, finds Civil, has to find the other. That's 3. That is just such a good play coming in from Florida. They have an opening, but they gotta take it quickly here before the rest of Cleveland spawns back in. They are getting close enough spawns. Here comes Florida, though. They have hopped into the point. They are trying to make this play happen. 2 on the point, make it 3 on the point. Cleveland trying to find nobody, but a big kill on a Kilmani prevents them from hopping on into the fireside. Missile comes down from above. That's 2 ticks on the A, trying to find Hawk, the last soldier, and they just cannot get there in time. And the Florida Puppeteers bring it back, and they win this one 3-2.
They played that absolutely exceptional there on that offense, on that round 5, getting that B point so early, and then the whole time after that, they are just in the spawn of Cleveland. They are applying the pressure, making it tough, and then eventually able to stack that time. And that is going to do it. And if you're Cleveland, that is crushing. I mean, absolutely crushing. You played the first 4 rounds essentially as well as you could. They were up so much in the lives, but in the end, they cannot close it out. And now you have to win the next 2 maps after just a absolute heartbreak here on map 3.
I mean, I got to give Zark the flowers here. I started out 7-0 before falling. I think finished 9-2 on that round, if those stats are correct. I'll have to look at the AAR scoreboard. But I mean, good Lord. Like, the position that Zark was able to pull off, getting through after that B grab, hopping on over to blue side, completely clearing them out, then getting on top sandbags and causing a ruckus while having a missile, and then waiting to use that missile once 3 players were already inside of the point on A was just perfect. You couldn't have played that any better. So Florida played that well. Zark played that perfect. There is just no way else to say that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you said that perfect. And I think if you're Cleveland, like, it's tough. And that's the hard part about defense is when you give up that B zone, you have to be so cognizant of, you know, those players going through the back of your spawn. Because honestly, that's really how teams always lose rounds on offense, right? Or on the defensive side. The offense gets in the back. They're spawning them out. They're causing chaos. They're putting on the pressure. And then from that point on, it's sometimes hard to get the semblance again. That's what happened there for Cleveland. They were having a hard time getting themselves back into rhythm. They couldn't find the kills in the back. They were continuing to go down. And then there was a moment there, it's like, okay, they finally cleared them out of their base. But once again, the pressure was right back. They got the kills. And then Zark, a good job of getting them that time. 3 go down for Cleveland, uses that cruise, which doesn't get any kills, but it delays those players from getting back in. Sets his team up nicely for that stack. And again, what a performance there from Zark and Florida to bring that one back.
Yeah, I mean, that's just textbook offense. It is so hard to win offense on this map. We've said it time and time again throughout that map. But Florida finally found the formula and were able to put on enough pressure to cause Cleveland to crumble. We're moving into Crotchy Hardpoint, and we're loading it right away, man. This is the good thing about keeping host, man. We just go right into it. It makes us very happy here on the production side. And Ty, I'm starting to lean towards Florida again, man.
I just think if you're Cleveland, like, how do you come back from that, really? Like, and especially with how they played that map 1 hardpoint. I know they started to bring it back, but does that creep back in after, okay, we just threw a control where we should have won that. We've lost the map 1 hardpoint handily. Can we keep up with these guys? I do believe they can, but they have to put that map 3 behind them, which is going to be very hard to do. They do get good side spawns here for this Karachi hardpoint. Let's see what they can do with it as back against the wall here for Cleveland.
Here we go. Have to win 2 straight to take the series. Florida just looking to keep the momentum going. First blood goes in the favor of Cleveland, but Florida are on time first. Keep an eye on that rotation over towards P2. Cleveland currently have the spawns and currently have the kill feed as well. Good couple of kills there, but Germ, another 2-piece. I think Germ has had the most 2-pieces in this entire series so far. I swear, Germ has just been lining them up and just putting them down just so quickly. It's actually quite insane what they're able to do. But now look over towards P2 as Cleveland should get the rest of this scrap time. Florida just trying to find the right hole to hop on into here as they're moving over to next.
And it is going to be Cleveland first there, but it's only Honor. He goes down, so this rotation is actually going to go to Florida. You have to account for Hawk, though. What kind of time does he get as Zark going to try to stop these players on the hop-up? Hawk gets dealt with. Zark finding 2 as well. The rotation is won by Florida. Honor going to go down as well. That's a clean 4 dead. And this is a setup here for Florida. They can push themselves out if they want. As you know, all these players are going to be spawning on that P3 side over by jump.
Good stuff here from Florida. Getting good kills on that rotation. We're seeing a lot of the same themes we saw in that first hard point where maybe Cleveland had the rotation battle, but Florida had the numbers to go in a nice break and get this time and be the ones dominating instead. They're already up about 40 and probably will be up about a full 60 here before we go on over to P3, which, by the way, Cleveland already trying to make their way there at the moment. But will they be able to get there in time? No, they are still not pushed all the way through. So now Florida in a great position to just double back and make a play. But I think Cleveland are picking up on this. So the fight over at Junk will commence. Sybil going to be the first one there, but Killamani going to line up 2 and put him to bed right away. So now control once again here for Florida. And Cleveland spawning on that old side.
Oh, man, that is tough for Cleveland because I thought Florida made a mistake with those 2 players not doubling back and locking down that rotation. They go down, but then they both get blessed with a junk spawn because one of their players are pushing through. And then Cleveland goes down and they spawn all the way out at old. That is absolutely crushing. If you're Cleveland, after the map you just had, this is not the start you wanted because you know the comms, they're probably a little bit down right now. They do get in, and they need to hold some of this time. It has not been a good start for them. Super Rare getting back into that form he has had on hardpoint and doing well in only 15 seconds granted so far through 3 hills for Cleveland.
They do finally get that scrap time there, so a nice 20 seconds to at least keep it as close as it possibly can be. So looking at about a 50-point difference between Florida and Cleveland right now. Florida ever so close to triple digits here. Now we go over to P4, and for Florida, again, white time is going to be good time for them. They're going to want to at least get some time, but if they don't, keeping it white and making sure Cleveland stays out of it is going to be good for them before they chain it over to P5. Florida have an opportunity here. They're going to be getting the spawns behind the white truck, so they're going to get some of this initial time. Cleveland going to try to work their way through market. 100 points here for Florida to kick this off as Hawk tries to find his first kill. Does. Trying to find a second. Can't do it. Super Rare's up top, but Sid is there for a follow-up as well as Civil. Super Rare just trying to play their life, but a good 20 seconds whereabouts out there for Florida on this P4.
And they started getting those back as well. It was a great play off the rip from Killy to get that player all the way in the back for Cleveland. Back white truck to start this hill, and it's allowed them to continue to get this time. Meanwhile, this is going to garner the rotation here for Cleveland over toward New, but only 2 players over there in Florida. You can see already trying to group up and get this push in. If they can break this, this would be huge for them. Z's is in a tough spot. He gets taken out. Zark takes out Civil as well, so the rotation actually going to go the way of Florida once this hill pops. This is a hill that we know you can get a good chunk of time on, and this could really be a nail in the coffin early here for the side of Florida.
Nice rotation here from Florida, and they are set up. Killamani has the Renetti and is just not going to win again. MCW, you're almost never going to win, but the range was least respectable. So Civil has an opening here. Hawk just trying to find any sign of life. Can't find it. German's going to be in the credit corner with that kill. Now Civil makes the play. Zark trying to follow up. Looking up top on the snap onto Ziz. Going to get taken out there. You know, if a certain GA wasn't in, Ziz might have won that gunfight, but unfortunately, it is in. So you're going to lose that. Zark going to try to make a plan to honor. Zark not going to get into cover here. Killamani going to be on the bird tower, just trying to keep an overwatch there. But the kills are just still going Florida's way. They have about a 100-point lead. This is looking absolutely terrible for Cleveland at the moment.
And you got a streak on the side of Florida as well. Not looking good here for them. As I mean, they just could not get in. They could not assemble a push to break that P5, and it is not looking good. Super rare.
Damn.
Dude, this guy might be the greatest hardpoint player of all time. It's actually insane. But we move back over to P1, and Cleveland kind of shocked right now. I think they are absolutely going through it.
Yeah, I would say shell-shocked even. I think they have absolutely no idea what has happened to them, but obviously a lot of hardpoint work needs to be done into the next few matches for Dead. Florida continuing to pick up the time. Germ is now just going to play around, basically, get in their spawn, cause some trouble. There's one, knows there's a player on the satellite. I mean, the funny thing is Cleveland might actually get a good chance of P2 here because they're going to get close enough spawns, but Super Rare is going to be posted up there. But Florida at the 200 mark, they are trying to call series.
They do get the break, though, and if you're Cleveland, a team has never needed a full 60 as bad as they do right now. I mean, if you want to have any chance to get back into this, you need the full 60. Germ coming from the back, and they just leave it open. He finds one, does get traded out. But what can they do? Only 59 points on the board right now, 59 seconds. We'll see if they can get some time here, but already, I mean, you're seeing 3 down and those players spawning out, so they're not really able to get in the position. This will allow Florida to move off the map.
I gotta say, for Cleveland, this might be a little bit mean, I'm sorry, but I've never seen a team with 4 Neslos on it. Like, that's kind of insane when you think about it here. I mean, the control, search, and destroy seems to be there, but the hard point just can't seem to get it done. Florida have the rotation. They have gotten the break. They're holding on. Super Rare is continuing to fry. Zark is posted up on the dumps. There is just no lane that doesn't have bullets down it. And Florida are just feeling themselves right now. They are just going to put this one to bed. And it's going to be Florida with a 100-point club. Cleveland trying to make one last go at it. And they're going to hop off time, actually. The Super Rare just wants the kills. They are just playing the kills now. They're not going to put this one away. Maybe Germ will. Should get the tick. 250 to 64. And Florida wins this series 3-1.
I had a feeling after that map 3 loss for Cleveland that they were going to be absolutely stunned, and they needed that one. I felt like hardpoint-wise, Florida did have the advantage, and once again, I mean, they have come to play. And they absolutely, no other way to put it, slam them on this map 4. They take the series.
Good
Look
Lord.
at that KDs. Super Rare with like a combined 17 or 18 deaths between 2 hard points. Absolutely insane.
I wish we had hill time statistics. I think we can see it here on the AAR in a second. We'll get our producer to pull it up so we can, read off of that real quick here. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, Super Rare. They all had a minute on time. So, I mean, along with getting the kills on each of them, they just also were playing the objective super well, holding when they need to, stacking when they need to. Just good stuff all around there from Florida. Just textbook. Cleveland, they have to go back to the lab on their hard points, man. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. I liked what I saw out of them in the search and destroys the control. It just sucks that the control didn't go their way because it would have been a really interesting high-rise search if we got that far.
I think if they won that map 3, I'd probably give them the advantage to win the series because at least you guarantee yourself a map 5 where you do look to Neslo. They look like the better search team, but once they lose that map 3, I really kind of lost all hope for them. You know, they had picked it up a little bit again with the gunny in maps 2 and 3, but you lose a map like that coming to hardpoint and then just get absolutely slammed. It is tough, but. For them, obviously, you know, they moved to 1 and 2, not in the worst position. I still think that this team has a lot of, you know, talent to make playoffs. You can obviously still win out, go 5 and 2, and get a pretty good seed. So that's what they will look to do. On the other side, Florida is clicking. This is a team with a lot of talent, and you can see what they can do in the respawns. It is a scary thing.
Yeah, so Cleveland, just do what you can. Go back, hit the regame button, maybe get warmed up a little bit earlier next time around if you can. I don't know what time you guys get off of work, but try to get those warm-ups in because you were definitely throwing some heaters in that search and destroy and control. It's just the hard point seemed to be lacking a little bit. And for Florida, keep doing what you're doing. Try not to get too overzealous. You're starting the season 3-0, so you're probably feeling pretty good about yourselves. You just dominated 2 hard points in this 4-map series. but there's still a long season to go. But Tej, that's gonna do it here for us. Thanks for hopping on the desk with me once again. It's always fun to be back on. It's been a little bit since we've been on, and it does feel good to be back whenever we do get to do this.
Yes, and thank you for all the love in the chat that I seen tonight. Everybody was awesome tonight, and again, good things here at the Rec League. And it's only week 3 of the season. We got a lot more to go, so it should be a very, very fun spring season.
Yeah, we have more action coming tomorrow. I will be playing. I will not be on the desk, so I do not know who we have tomorrow. Let me actually take a look. I believe we have Teamwork and Coffee holding it down tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for some more COD Rec League action. But that is going to do it here tonight. A couple of great series here on week 3 of the spring season. We're going to send it over to Attach. COD legend, love him to death. So go show him some COD Rec League love, and that'll be y'all. Good night and good COD, and we will see you next time.
Roasted farfanugget, or these saltwater cockamemies, this multi-winged metallic bird, and the crows. Lots and lots and lots of crows. So hop in the nearest van